I haven't done a lot of climbing, but those guys are always chalked up. You need tiny little shorts, carabiners, rope, and weird shoes. You got to kind of be athletic, go hand, foot.
Something like that. I know as much as you do, clearly.
Yeah.
Tiny shorts, very important.
Keep that chalk bag in the back.
Yeah.
Put your hand in there, chalk up.
Growing up in West Virginia, they didn't have climbing shoes, so everyone who climbed wore wrestling shoes. Because they were the kind of same kind of foot-forming kind of deal, but with the rubber on the bottom.
Correct.
Cooter Cook cooks with Country Crock and stock in his crock pot while wearing Crocs in Cooter Coots Country Cabin. Way we do Ted versus the FCC, 1 time through, 3 times fast.
All right. Cooter Cook cooks. Cooter Cook cooks with Country Crock and stock in his crock pot while wearing Crocs in Cooter Cook's Country Cabin.
3 times fast.
Cooter Cook cooks with Crunchy.
Oh, my God.
Come on.
It's like driving and you see the pothole, but you still go right for it.
I heard you. There it is.
That was something.
So, all these people talking about, oh, it's a dry heat, it's different. I don't care what the hell you say. Glendale, Arizona, 2013, 126 degrees.
Oh, my God. Did you have to be out hot. In it at all?
Hell no. You went from your air-conditioned home to your air-conditioned car to your air-conditioned work.
Did you have a parking garage or someplace where you could park your car inside?
Yeah, I had covered parking. It's not necessarily a garage.
Yeah, but you're still being exposed to the temperatures of outside.
Sir.
But at least it's not the sun hitting it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he's right. I was in Vegas, 2 summers ago? It was 117. Yeah, dry heat or not, it was miserable.
Well, I mean, right. There is a temperature where nothing matters. And I would say if it's 126 degrees, that's definitely one of the temperatures where, well, at least it's not humid. It's like, right, but it's 126 degrees.
I mean, it's been awful for the ski resorts, right?
Oh, my
it's
kid.
Raining like the whole
time. Yeah. My kid, he was hating it because they do the ski bus through the school, and every once in a while the wife would drive him and a bunch of his knucklehead friends out there. But and look, they still have fun because, they're 13 or 14 years old. But when I'm like, how was the skiing or the snowboarding? He's like, it sucked. Mm-hmm. It's like it's either slush or mud. It's like it's just, so we do other things,
typical,
like get into trouble.
Typical parent. Everyone else is a knucklehead. Every other kid's an idiot except for your own.
I did not say he wasn't an idiot.
These knuckleheads.
Yeah. I know they're knuckleheads. Look, they're one big knucklehead crew, and then when he goes to someone else's house, he becomes one of the knuckleheads. Yes.
I think that's how it works.
It is, right? Like, you're my kid. I know you're a knucklehead, but I won't call you a knucklehead, but your friends are knuckleheads. And when you leave this home and go to your buddy's house, you officially become a knucklehead.
I have a buddy I went to high school with to this day, and there's nothing wrong with him.
Yeah.
He's a teacher with 4 kids. My mom still thinks he's a knucklehead, and his parents still think I'm the knucklehead. We both.
And you're both responsible for getting each other in trouble
at the same time.
Always, yeah.
I know Ted got you into this.
Ooh, well, ahoy there. Frankly, the last time the old Capitan had grabbed me, I didn't know that's what I was doing. Let's just say I had an evening of ill repute with the Chiquita Banana Lady. The following morning, well, next thing you know, I have a persistent itch in my flavor saver. And that's when I realized that perhaps I'd eaten some crab meat the night before. Crunch berries.
Listen, man, you're partying, you're rocking and rolling. You want an Irish accent after you see that? Like just do whatever you want, man. You don't care. You just had sex. You're high as hell. You just go, you know what, bitch, I'm out of here. I like you anyhow.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm born and raised from the Pittsburgh area.
Okay. All right. I'm from Morgantown.
Morgantown. Hey, is Miles, does he have relatives in Turtle Creek?
Turtle Creek?
No, I do. Ted does.
What?
It would be 25 degrees and snowing. So you're talking 110 degree swing within maybe 4 or 5 hours difference.
That is insane.
All based on elevation, right?
All based on elevation.
Yeah.
That's insanity.
Where would you rather be, though? Would you rather be up on top of the mountain or would you rather be down on the floor in the heat?
I'd rather be in Aruba.
See,
That is the perfect answer.
Well, yeah.
When summer hits in Baltimore, you cannot find a brother that does not have a towel wrapped around his neck. I mean, that's like
yeah,
standard.
you keep it
issue.
wet, you just throw it around your neck.
Keep it wet.
To keep it cool.
Yeah, you're more likely to have a wet towel around your neck than you are wearing shoes. I mean, like, if you see someone, they got the wet towel.
Yeah. And sometimes, too, just the temperature, right? Because what was it, October? Went down to Austin for that F1 race.
Yeah.
God damn, the first 2 days, it was hot.
Like, how hot?
That Saturday at the track, it was like 90, kind of humid.
So my parents lived there for a couple of years, and I remember when I talked to my mother, where, you say what you want about Seattle and our lack of quote-unquote seasons. It's kind of the same thing there, man.
I mean, I've been to Austin in the middle of the summer. It is hot,
It
and
is
it's
brutal,
humid.
God.
So it sucks. But yeah, going to that racetrack on that Saturday, I mean, it was ungodly.
The only time I've had a Christmas dinner outdoors and was super comfortable, I mean, visited my parents in Austin. It was like 78 degrees. And it was just, I don't know, it was the weirdest thing to me. Like, I recognize that today is Christmas Day, but there's kind of a vibe that goes with Christmas. Mm-hmm. It's 78 degrees, man. You know what I mean? The sun's up.
I'll take it. I don't care. Feliz Navidad.
Yeah.
And Sunday of race day, it dropped down to like high 70s and the humidity was gone. It was gorgeous.
Yeah. When I lived in New Orleans, you don't think about it when you're there, and it's notoriously below sea level. And that does make a difference. But we were having a big-ass storm was blowing through. It wasn't quite a hurricane, but it was pretty windy, a lot of rain, all this kind of thing. And the place I'm staying at the time, it was 3 blocks away from the Mississippi River. And this is the first time I really noticed that you had to go uphill to get to the river. And when the river spills over a little bit, so basically the street I'm on just became this waterfall. And you weren't worried about flooding per se, but you realize, like, you built
There's snakes.
the city.
There's cottonmouths.
But that's when I saw the dead cat in a pool at the intersection being eaten by crawfish. Because they did, dude.
Etouffee?
It was so gross looking. But yeah, I just remember I'm looking up at the Mississippi like, this is poorly designed, man. And you could see it sloshing over the top. I'm like, well, no wonder you flood all the time, man.
What was your worst weather experience, and what is your favorite type of weather? 206-803-ROCK.
I will say, in defense of people that live in Palm Springs, right, is my buddy MCTP. He's down there in Palm Desert. They get wind,
right,
but they very rarely get any weather. Mm-hmm. So, like, he geeks out. He'll text me and be like,
if it rains, he's outside.
Especially, like, if it's a fall day and it's even, like, 70 and it's raining, he's like, oh, real football weather.
And now, the men's room legacy continues. Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the men's room.
And away we go. Welcome to the 21st Amendment season, episode number 4,491. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. And you are in the men's room. On tap today, your guest is as good as mine. Categories, income levels among states, and our favorite pizza toppings. We will play Profile This, plus headlines, a men's room shot of the day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Click, clack.
All right, here we go. Doctors warning people to not believe AI and put garlic in your butt. Meanwhile, a Florida man pulls a gun during karaoke, not able to do the stray cat strut. Dog in Alabama is rescued after getting a bucket stuck on its head. $21,000 in goods stolen from Whole Foods? That's a lot of bread. And a drunk driver causes a crash, which is truly bananas. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, have you ever heard of subcutaneous emphysema? Don't feel bad, me neither. But that is the condition that a kitten in California was suffering from, and that is why it looked like an inflated balloon. You see, subcutaneous emphysema, that's when gas or air gets trapped under the skin and you, or a kitten, gets ridiculously bloated. They showed a picture of this cat. Honest to God, it looked like a Macy's Day float. Well, the kitten has been deflated and can now be adopted from the shelter. But keep in mind it poses future health risks. But that's true of any animal that you take on as a pet. As I pointed out, my dog is about to cost me a couple $1,000 thanks to a blown ACL, which everyone assures me will lead to another blown ACL, which everyone assures me will lead to thousands more dollars. Now, look, I'm not stoked about it, but that's the price you pay when you have a pet. You know what you're getting into. Meanwhile, in the Blue Mountains, where Washington, Oregon, and Idaho, they all meet, well, ranchers and farmers, they're losing money on animals, but not their pets. It seems that herds of elk are showing up, and they're eating everything in the pastures, trampling fields, and inadvertently inviting predators onto their properties, which, of course, leads to bad things with their livestock. And the fallout, it ain't cheap. Speaking of which, last week, we shared the story of a Russian man who landed a 3-year job in lovely Siberia. Anyway, when he returned home, his entire place had been taken over by pigeons because he left the window open. And the cost of repairs is equal to the value of his home, which leaves the question, what would you do? And a Canadian tourist in Las Vegas, he's looking to be fined a whole lot of money after he got drunk and kidnapped an actual flamingo from the Flamingo Casino. He's already spent $12,000 just to get out, but he's due for another court appearance in May, and they suspect it'll be more of a fine than it will be jail time because it's Vegas, and he stole a flamingo. But all these things add up to one thing: losing money on animals, whether it's your pet or some outside source, and that's what our question is today. So our question, brought to you by our friends at Advanced Hair Restoration, is what's the most money you've lost because of a pet or animal?
To be a part of the big show, call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live. Send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com, and now watch the show live on YouTube at KISW Rock.
Ooh. Now leave a little note under your pillow, like, put this in crypto.
Robux.
Right. You leave your little square under there.
What was it, like just shy of $6 a tooth now? I think it's like $5.74 on average.
Damn, man.
And where was it that was like Michigan? You don't want to lose your teeth in Michigan, or more importantly, you don't want your kids to lose their teeth in Michigan because she's paying out like doggone $7.75.
I mean, in the kids' defense, in Tooth Fairy's defense, it is. We used to get like $1.
Maybe. I always got change.
But you could still buy a soda for $1 out of a machine, Mike.
Yeah.
These are facts.
Right?
God, can you imagine if they actually come collect on that? You guys earn more from the Tooth Fairy if you look at the numbers. Like, well, yeah.
Start leaving gift cards.
Tooth Fairy's profession did not change.
No, not at all.
She's just being forced to pay out more.
Well, you still got to travel, man. Price of travel does not go down. Yeah.
It's like I've been saying for years, man. If you want to know what's going on in the world, keep your eye on toothflation.
Toothflation. That's true. You've been saying this since I met you.
Yeah, I know, right? All those years ago. Right? I knew it was coming.
Here's a fun fact. Colorectal cancer has just taken the top cancer killer spot for Americans under the age of 50.
Wonder if that'll change the colonoscopy directive.
Probably.
Oh.
So maybe 40 now.
Right?
I mean, if it look what happened.
Shoot, 30.
Look what happened to the beak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't even close to 50.
Exactly. And the thing is, you always hear the same thing from everybody that goes through. It's like, get yourself checked out. Get yourself scanned. Go to the doctor.
Every time I go in, they take polyps off.
Yeah.
Castle went in, they took polyps off. I mean, it's just one of those things. But if you don't get those things out,
yeah, that's what turns into
then it manifests into it could.
Don't freak me out, Miles, because I ain't had one yet, so I don't know what's in there.
Well, you got to go get
Well,
checked out.
poop,
Look, man,
but also-
it's not nearly as bad as it used to be as far as the prep, depending on what they do.
Now
the
they
prep,
only use one finger.
the prep can give you. It's the day before the fact that you kind of have to fast,
Sure.
and do all these other things. But man, when you go in there, you basically just you go to sleep in a second, you wake up in a second, and you're back home, and you're hungry.
Oh, jeez.
You get a day off, you go get lunch. You know, it's not the worst day in the world. It's like getting a vasectomy, but being put out.
Well, based on what happened there, just as the show's getting started, there's nothing in there right now. We're all good. Researchers at the
Don't walk around eating carrots all day.
It was bad, dude.
That's true. You were, in fact, just walking down the hall eating a carrot.
I mean,
I
like
was.
Bugs Bunny.
That's right. I have another one, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Just raw as carrots.
You're darn right.
Yeah, I mean, I was
I eat
looking. It was
healthy,
just it was
man.
the full carrot. You're eating it.
There you are.
That's just alien. to me.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Look at
That's
that.
unbelievable.
That's a Bugs Bunny carrot right there.
That really is.
That's a what's up
Yeah, that's a
doc carrot.
good point. I eat carrots, but I don't know that I've gnawed on just a carrot in a while.
That's what I mean.
I buy like little carrots or cut up carrots.
Every time I see somebody eat a carrot, like it's already been cut. So seeing you walk down the hall, I'm like, Bugs freaking Bunny.
Darn right.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic. It's a good sweet carrot, too. Anyway. Researchers at the University of Texas El Paso 3D printed a rattlesnake and outfitted it with a real rattle to test the theory of how or why the rattle evolved over time.
And what have they come up with?
So I dove into this one. I did do some work on this one because I was like, well, what
It's a warning mechanism.
What question are we
no,
trying
but
to
they're
ask?
saying, but how did it evolve into that?
So, right, because
Right,
there was...
because a cobra will puff out its hood. Other
Right.
ones will stand up. Like, why does it rattle?
But there's two theories to that. The popular one is exactly what Miles said, is that it was deterrent for larger animals, and that's more widely accepted. There was another theory that it was also a lure for smaller animals. Oh. Baby rattle.
It could be both.
But then they did the test. They 3D printed a snake because it wasn't ethical to put a pissed off rattlesnake in around actual live animals
All
to
right.
test this theory. So they 3D printed a little robo snake, put an actual rattle on it, and they did a handful of tests next to food. So they go into these animal enclosures and they have food there. There's no snake there. The animals go and eat, no problem. They put the robot snake there and it sits silent and doesn't do anything. And it's like, what was it, like a yard away from it or something like that? They still go for the food, no issue. As soon as that rattle goes off when they get close, they book it.
yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
Huh.
So it has developed as a warning mechanism.
That's just crazy to me. Like, well, it's 3D print a snake.
Yeah, right.
And what's the
Sounds
ethical way to do
terrifying.
this? 3D print it? Like, okay.
But so it moved like a snake?
What I saw, it just sat there. So they called it a robot, so it had to have moved in there, but also it just...
But just the tail. Because
Right.
even if you see a rattlesnake, it's like the whole thing's moving. When it rattles, it's just the rattle.
They just chill out wherever they are. They don't want to go anywhere. They're just hanging out. So they're not doing a whole lot of moving in the first place.
Seems like if we could print out a snake that reacts, like,
Why can not print out a Bigfoot?
I just want to print out organs.
Oh, they do that too.
They're working on that.
Or print out
It's
an
a very
anti-venom.
real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put your thinking caps on, gents. Time for the Merriam-Webster word of the day. I give you guys a 20% chance of success on this one. It is a verb that is brought to you by the letter I. Now, to do this to something is to enclose it within or as if within walls. It's also sometimes used synonymously with to imprison something.
Encapsulate.
Encapsulate. I like that.
It's an
No.
E word?
I word.
I word. Insulate.
Insulate.
Not a
like
bad
it,
guess.
but no. The word is
Incubate.
immure.
Immune.
Incarcerate.
To immure something is to enclose it within or as if within walls.
I just learned a new word today.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Scientists built a Google Maps for the human body.
Okay.
Cool. I mean,
That's to say where the G spot is. Because if they didn't, I don't care.
Steve.
What? Hey, man, that's the only elusive thing that I have any interest in. You know what I mean?
What are you doing
I
now?
don't know where my spleen is in my body. I do not care.
You know the same thing exists in your anus.
What are you doing
G
down
spot?
there?
Yeah.
I'm looking at
Oh, I
Google
know.
Maps.
Right.
Hang on, honey. Pleasure's
on.
about to come your way.
Your wife looks down. There's a phone glow on your face.
There's two of those spots. Men have them too.
Oh boy. Have you gone exploring, Miles?
No, it's just that.
There is, but I don't know. You got to be willing to go there.
You
No,
have to go-
somebody else does.
Next time I'm down there, I'm going to put on a little headlamp.
Click. I saw it on Google Maps.
I always just put my headphones on and put on music.
What are you listening to? She's my cherry pie.
Winter on a Bad Boy Friday.
Yeah. Rocking out and canyon yodeling.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a better groove,
Put
man.
on the Cat Scratch Fever from Nugent.
Oh, Lordy. Scratch fever.
Let me get my light, my hard hat.
According to a new study, AI doesn't just help us write, but it might be quietly reshaping how we think.
Working in a coal mine.
Got it, Miles.
How we think?
I want you to have
I've been working in a coal mine.
I want you to have like a little bucket of soot next to the end of the bed.
Some out of sleep.
Next time you do that, I want you to come up with a soot-covered face, like, oh.
Oh, he was getting in there.
Listen to the convoy.
Break a burger one time.
It would be funny if you still live with roommates. You know, there's the old thing where you put like a sock on the door or something.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, he's got the hard hat on the handle.
Look out.
He must be going to town.
Oh, he got the headlamp on.
Oh. What's in your lunch pail? A vibrator.
What about you? Just a thermos with milk?
Hey. Whoa.
Weirdo.
Oh, yeah. You know, tomorrow is Pi Day.
I celebrate it differently.
Getting face deep.
Half off.
Ultra-processed foods have been linked to lower bone density.
They're linked to everything.
They link them to anything positive.
Between that and plastic, let's just,
Hey, let me save you the research. What kind of food you say?
Ultra-processed foods.
Right. They taste good. That's it.
You know what?
They're terrible.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
So these are the top 10 worst ultra-processed foods in the American diet as per JustPoint.com, because I also know we're going to eat every damn one of these and not give an F.
Oh, yeah.
So let's run it on down. Number 10 on the list, very bottom, what we have down here: protein bars, shakes, and meal replacement drinks.
The thing that you think is healthy.
Aloha bars, muscle milk, Kind protein, RX bars, Garden of Life protein powder, Cliff Builders, Soylent.
Soylent?
Does this include whey?
Doesn't say.
I think it maybe
whey.
depends on what brand you get.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's see here. Nope, it doesn't give me any alternatives there.
I'm
So
just wondering if just protein powder is a bad thing.
Garden of Life protein powder is one that they got in there.
Garden of Life.
That means probably it does not have whey.
Yeah, they promise to give a quick nutritional boost after a long workout session. Many of these are chock full of not so healthy ingredients like added sugars, calories, or even toxic chemicals. So,
Jesus.
You ever put a scoop of that vegetable stuff in your smoothie?
like the pea powder.
Yeah, kind of like anything like that. Where it's just a
Pea protein?
It's basically one scoop is all the vegetables you need in a day, and you can't really even taste it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer just to eat it naturally. I don't know why.
See, I'd rather have a
protein
scoop
powder
of
is freaking
fiber
out,
than have to worry about that. Scoop of vegetables, just drink it and get it over with. Then eat a hot dog.
Plant-based fake meats. Meat substitutes are made of plants or mushrooms. They're engineered to look and taste like real meat, but instead contain plant proteins like soy, peas, and wheat gluten, along with artificial flavorings, added fats, industrial seed oils, and sodium. They're talking Beyond, Impossible, Tofurkey, Pan's mushroom jerky.
I wonder if it's just better to eat meat.
It would be. So
that
the
point.
thing is, if you're a vegetarian and you're just not eating meat, then that stuff's fine. It doesn't matter what the rest they put in there. But if you're doing it because you think it's healthy, it's like, look, at the point that they make it even taste reasonably like a burger, something weird has happened.
They say the consensus is that plant-based meats can provide good nutritional value, but could benefit from reduced salt, fat, and sugar content. So again, just take a gander at what it is that you're grabbing, and
If it tastes good, it's bad for you.
pretty much. And
But I mean, as far as that impossible stuff, like, the reason they add all of that is so that it tastes closer to the meat that you want to be eating.
well,
I think it's just a good theory on life.
What's that?
If it tastes really good, it's probably bad for you.
And if it tastes really bad, it's probably good for you.
Well, and having dipped my toes in it, the thing that made me angry about it was, it tastes like real meat. No, it doesn't. Stop trying to make it taste like real meat, because all you're trying to do is push people right back into the arena that you didn't want them in the first place.
Just say it tastes good.
Right.
So someone like me, a thrill. You should eat vegetables. We've made these.
Right.
You can stomach this stuff. I think that would be the better sell. For those of you out there, whether it's kids, grown-ass people like myself, really, you hate
But
vegetables.
there's no reason to
and
eat
won't them.
vegetables if they're ultra processed, because then you're kind of defeating the purpose.
Right.
And when I say if it tastes good, it's probably bad for you. Like, you still eat vegetables.
Right.
But, like, if it's a choice between that carrot or chips, like, you probably want to
You're
eat
listening
chips.
to the
Yeah.
Men's
Eating carrots
Room
and
with
trying to get
Miles and Thrill,
There's a lot of cuisines that don't-
99.9 KISW.
Oh, but y'all, away we go. Welcome to the 21st Amendment season, episode number 4491. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat. Your guess is as good as mine. Back to categories, we have the states with the highest top 5% income.
Okay.
So people who are rich. On the flip side of that, we have the states that don't do as well, income-wise, so to speak.
I'm probably better guessing those.
Well, they're both exactly what you would expect as far as where expensive places to live. The median statewide household income, as far as what people make. West Virginia doesn't even have one registered. They don't even bother to do the numbers on it.
Are you being serious?
Oh yeah, no, there's nothing there. Every single state will tell you the median household income.
He is not kidding. They actually leave it blank.
Right.
Damn.
But some states do better than others. So we have that from geobankingrates.com. Then we have the most popular toppings to order on pizza. Why? Because I've been thinking about pizza all day long. Might even get some tonight.
Oh, yeah?
And, pizza on the brain. So wanted to find out the top 10 most popular toppings that you can get on pizza. So those are the categories coming up with your guess is as good as mine.
Monday pizza, you're wild man.
It's crazy, isn't it?
What's wrong with Monday pizza?
I don't know. Feels like a later in the week kind of deal.
What if it's football season?
What do you do,
Doesn't
sad
count,
food
right?
on Monday?
Sad Food Mondays at 10.
Monday's a lot of, usually, you got some leftovers. Yeah, you can hear it in my voice. It is. It's sad.
What's your
Food
sad
Monday.
dinner tonight?
I don't know what I got in. That's probably just to look at the freezer. I'm sure there's something
Really, man?
left over in there.
I'm having leftover lasagna.
Oh, that's
Made it last night.
Okay.
There's plenty left. Debate to bring some in for lunch, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make that dinner tonight.
Okay.
Because it's lasagna.
I mean, I'll stop by Thrill's house and have some leftover lasagna.
I'm gonna
got
give
some,
you the saddest piece we have. Just
I've got some lasagna in the freezer myself.
do you homemade or?
Oh God, no! I get the Beecher's cheese curd
Ooh, okay.
lasagna.
All right, nothing wrong with that.
But it was so big I could only eat half of it. So I got the other half in there. So yeah, pizza toppings and income levels among states. Coming up with your guess is as good as mine. We also do have a announcement for you at 4:30. We're very excited about. So hopefully you can be here for that and join us once again for a little thing we're doing now. So make that announcement coming up at 4:30. We got plenty of stuff going on.
We do.
that we'll get into in the coming weeks.
It's almost too much.
It's a lot.
Well, today's announcement is summertime fun. Then we have the announcement about the springtime fun because we just finished our late winter / St. Patty's Day fun. You see?
Yes.
We got something for all seasons, Ted.
We're
All
busy.
right.
We're busy. But, the announcement coming up for you at 4:30. And today we're going to talk about animals. Now, look, depending on your hobbies, what you're into, do you own a farm? Do you have, cattle? Do you have pigs? Do you have dogs? Do you have cats? Do you hunt? Do you fish? Things can get expensive. Hell, if you're on the east coast of the U.S., typically one of the homes that I lived in, having a little bit of foundation issues and realized that termites are eating my home.
Yeah.
So just to get the termite stuff
You got
done,
a tasty house, brother.
thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars because of this pesky little animal.
Well, somebody here on the YouTubes, Too Many Critters, they go by at Too Many Critters. They say, hey, come on, guys. It's not losing money on your pets. It's investing in your pets. I'm losing money on my dog by investing in my dog. Yes, the dog is a blow an ACL, blow another one. I know, it's inevitable. And I hear what you're saying. Listen, let me put it another way. If this dog was not my pet, do you think I'd be paying? Absolutely not. But I don't perceive it as investing in. I perceive it as losing money on. And look, I got kids. Right? You pay for their education. You buy them clothes. They have all those food. Yeah, I'm losing money.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're my kids.
Look, if you
I love them. I'm going to feed them. But make no mistake, I'm still just hemorrhaging money. So with the dog, you're absolutely right. Because someone else said, pets are part of the family. Right. And family is effing expensive.
You go to,
All right? Sorry, man.
You're walking around with your kids. Maybe you got to walk by.
Remember that on Valentine's Day when you overpay for the same roses that cost like $1,000 less the day before, and you buy the chocolates and go to some unreasonably placed frickin' restaurant that charges you more for the menu that they never serve? Just remember, you're investing in life.
right.
It doesn't make you feel any better.
You could go out with a walk with your kids, and you pass the 7-Eleven. They want candy every single day. You're like, no, not today. You're not going to get it today. When I had Chewy, there was 2 different pet stores that we walked by on the route because that's the route she wanted to take.
Because the pet stores are open.
Because the pet stores are there. She would get her free treats. She always wanted something.
She get a puppuccino.
But I would open my wallet up, 4 or 5 times a week, just getting like what are those, pixel sticks? Or what's
Pizzle sticks.
Pizzle sticks.
Pizzle stick.
Also known as a bull penis.
Yeah,
They just
dried-
give it a cute name.
That kind of stuff. I mean, because they had the bends on the
Pig
ground.
ears. Yeah.
And, she would just go over and I'd look over and she'd have something in her mouth. Well, that's now been purchased.
That's why they put them on the ground.
They do.
My daughter used to do that at Pike Place Market. We would just walk through, and they have like all the produce stands on the corner. And as we are looking at food, I realized my daughter is eating an apple. And I'm like, okay.
I like your style.
I guess we bought that. And then one time, started eating a tomato.
Yeah.
And we're like, wow. It was just a raw tomato. But she was like 4 years old, wanted to know what it was about, started eating it. And I'm like, and we will buy that as well.
Yeah.
And it's not that it's expensive, but it is not money that I planned on spending.
That's right. We'll start with a story out of Canada, hot off the presses. Officials say a Toronto resident named Makola Bondaruk was fishing from a rowboat on Sec Lake in Algonquin Provincial Park, which is a couple hours west of Ottawa. This happened back in August. He was approached by conservation officers who asked to take a look at his haul.
All right.
You can fish, obviously, if you have a fishing license. I believe, depending on where you are, the limits for small or largemouth could be 6 per day, but they got to be a certain poundage.
Right, all the
certain
stuff.
fish you can fish all year round. It just depends on where you are and the environmental aspects of all that. But he was approached by the officers who asked him to take a look at his haul. They discovered a mix of 38 largemouth and smallmouth bass in his cooler. And they decided, you know what, we're going to accompany you back to your campsite that he had constructed on the edge of the water. There they found another 35 fish in coolers, bags, and pans.
Damn.
That put him at 67 bass over the legal limit. He was fined $5,000 and banned from ever fishing in Ontario for a year when the case was heard in November.
You realize how big Ontario is, right?
It's huge.
Yeah. I mean, like that would be like saying, like, you cannot fish north of Denver, west of the Mississippi in the U.S. again. I mean, this is a large area.
And if you hunt, like Castle, he'll go up with his father-in-law, and they will go to Alaska to do some deep-sea fishing.
Right.
Now, you got to ship all that stuff back. Mm-hmm. You've got to pay for the airfare. You've got to pay for the captain. You've got to do all these things. And he has a special freezer in his home that he just keeps fish in.
And it's constantly full,
It's
my
full
understanding.
all the time. Now, he'll go with Patrick Palace out to Astoria, and they'll go fishing down there. So, when you look at the hotel rooms, when you look at, the freezer, you look at your tackle, you look at all the things that you buy, to catch this animal, if that's what you're into,
Then I go to the grocery store and buy it for cheaper.
it becomes an expensive hobby. Now, did you lose money? Well, I mean, you like doing it, but yeah, you gave up that cash.
Sure.
So anytime that, you think you want to get into a cheap hobby, it used to be when I was a kid, hunting was an incredibly affordable hobby. Now, that was with a .22. Ammunition wasn't nearly as expensive as it is now.
Right.
All these different things. Now, I mean, the guns are better, the scopes are better, all these things
Yeah,
are
of
better.
course.
You need to have a freezer. You need to be able to take that to a butcher or someone to dress that thing for you if you can't do it yourself, blah, 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 blah. So even those types, you need a truck. You need to bring back the deer somehow.
How much does it cost to taxidermy? So would it be cheaper just to go to the butcher and get all the meat you can out of whatever animal, or would it be cheaper to say, look, I don't need the meat, man.
Well,
I want to stuff this bitch and put it in my living room.
Here's one thing I can never figure out, right?
I don't know that homes generally though don't have a full taxidermy. You might have the head of the deer.
I'm just saying, I'm going back to Miles' thing. Like growing up in the 70s, definitely a lot of heads, right? But a lot of the guys I grew up around, or at least the fathers of the guys I grew up around, they would have one or two fully taxidermy. But the one that always bugged me, right? There was one guy had like a mountain lion because he had gone west because I lived on the East Coast at this point and all this kind of thing. A couple of hotels had fully stuffed bears, but I remember there's this one guy, look, there's nothing wrong with it. It just made us chuckle. We would see these predators that these guys, they hunted, they got taxidermied, and it was cool. When you're a kid, like, wow, man. And then there's this dude that had like 4 squirrels. And we're like, man.
Yeah.
And look, I get it. I get
squirrels.
it. You had to shoot it. You had to take it down. But we're like, it's a squirrel. It's not cool.
What was it that we were trying to taxidermy here?
I don't know. I mean, so say a deer, right?
So what I got here, the common taxidermy pricing for a white-tailed deer shoulder mount, $525 to $800. A European skull mount, $275 to $330. Let's see here. Your life-size bear, that's anywhere between $2,600 to $3,700.
It's actually cheaper than I thought it would be.
You can get a fish at $25 an inch.
Just buy a
stuff a
talking
bear.
big mouth bass.
I would rather have that.
At least it sings, take me to the river or whatever the hell.
Ooh, how cool would it be to get like a taxidermied bear, but you give it the Teddy Ruxpin treatment? Oh. Right? So it's a stuffed bear, but when you walk in, it still greets you. Or sings a song or something.
What would be the song that you'd put in a doggone taxidermy bear?
I have a taxidermy bear. I'm going Grisby, right? So it's the biggest freaking bear you can have in there. What's the song you correct me? Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime girl.
Now we stay here in the Pacific Northwest. They say elk may be icons to the area, but in the Blue Mountains, where Oregon, Washington, and Idaho meet, there's been increasingly a problem. Anna Griffin of the New York Times reports that herds once expected to stay mostly on national forest land, they are spilling onto private ranches, like Sean Robertson's 4,000 acres in eastern Oregon. They chew up the pasture. They trample the fields, igniting political fights over who should bear the cost of all this repair work. A tangle of shifting federal forest policies, growing predator populations, bigger wildfires, and the administration's push for more logging roads and recreation on public lands has made forests less appealing refuges and ranches more attractive alternatives for the elk.
Well, sure.
So that's where they're going. And states are responding with more hunting tags, scare tactics, higher payouts to farmers for crop damage. But landowners say it's not nearly enough. Biologists, meanwhile, warn that increasingly stressed herds, especially in the Blue Mountains, are seeing worrying drops in calf survival. Layer on trophy hunters, weakened landowners, marketing elk properties, and tribes that view elk as spiritually central. And the question becomes, who gets to shape the animal's future? And that's what they're trying to figure out now as far as the what happens with the population. Now, it is seemingly weird that when you go out and you hunt animals, whether it be an elk, whether it be a deer, whatever it is, that the meat just isn't kind of readily available at the grocery store. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
To me.
It always comes from like a guy.
You know
right?
a guy. And
you get the elk jerky.
Right.
It's good, but like you didn't buy it at Safeway.
No.
You got it from a dude.
In the ground elk is fantastic.
But the dude is also
why?
like, I have 10,000 pounds of this stuff.
But does it have to be farmed? In other words, I mean,
I think so, because it would cost too much for those big companies to go out
Just
and
to
try
go out and hunt. Right.
So generally, that's why you don't see it as much. You could buy it. There's certain companies that do it.
Sure.
But I want to say they have huge ranches and just kind of do it that way.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's at Whole Foods, you know?
do you remember that, what was it, like a German restaurant, or it was an old school bar, and it was up on Finney Ridge?
Come on, Ed's Courthouse.
Yeah.
They had all the weird meats.
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
exotic
Meats. Not
Yeah.
weird. Sorry, Ed.
I mean, they had, well, it's not that
Ed's
anymore.
weird, but the meat,
But they had like a crocodile burger,
They
or
had
an
a ton of-
alligator burger.
I think I had a weird burger. Again, exotic meat burger, not a weird one.
Yeah.
But it was always, that was one of the things that go in there. It was like, what kind of meat am I going to eat today?
But doesn't exotic just mean weird? Right? Like, look, man, if we went to, I don't know, Sudan and just said, I don't know what they don't have. We have a chorizo. Like, to them, that's weird. It's exotic. To us, we're like standard fare, right?
Yeah.
Just depends where you're at.
I just wonder why it somehow is not available someplace for you to buy by the pound. If you want to
That's
make,
not just a local butcher or something.
we can
like
get bison. I realize that those are farmed, more
Sure.
likely, but we can't get deer. We can't get elk. We can't get any of these other things unless we physically go out and kill them. We could go shoot a turkey, but you can go buy one. So
Exactly.
So I don't understand why certain animals.
I think Ted's right, man.
Just aren't available for
you
consumption.
just need farm. Well, maybe the Blue Mountains can solve that. We got lots of elk burger. We're shipping out through
Yeah.
Amazon because we
Man.
got a lot of elk.
If you ever see elk burger on the menu, order the burger.
How would you describe it?
It is not fatty, it is tender, and it is tasty, and it's not gamey.
Okay.
And I told you the one that I had, man, they're basically just killing them on the golf course and then serving them on the menu.
You said that was
That's what they
sweet.
do.
Yeah,
They-
today's special.
Elk burger, elk meatloaf sliders.
But at least they put it to
burgers.
use.
Yeah, I mean, and I was like, man, when in Rome, I'm going to eat this. And it was fantastic because I asked the person, I was like, hey, is this really good? And they're like, it is the best meat that we have on the menu.
Grass fed.
Period. And it is.
Yeah, because it's eating the golf course.
It basically is, yeah. So it's chemically tasty. All right, let's talk about domestic animals. A California animal shelter says a kitten that arrived looked more like a tiny balloon than a cat and is now on the mend and hopefully could be up for adoption soon. NBC Los Angeles reports that the shelter took in a feline, since named Zoe, about a week ago. And she had air trapped under her skin.
They had a picture of it. I did not know what was going on. I saw the picture first and laughed out loud and then felt bad when I read that the cat had some condition.
Some kind of weird emphysema.
Subcutaneous emphysema.
Yeah, that caused her body to appear unnaturally puffed up. She's swollen. The shelter medical director, Dr. Phil Caldwell, said that Zoe likely suffered some kind of airway puncture or other trauma, allowing air to leak into tissue where it didn't belong, though a cause remains unclear. He treated her by inserting a needle and syringe into her neck, chest, back to release all the trapped air. It since has not returned, indicating her wound may have already self-remedied. But this is the craziest veterinary case I've seen in quite some time. Zoe has since put on weight, reaching 2 pounds, improving daily, according to the shelter.
Fat ass.
Now, the kitten has drawn wide attention online and earned a string of nicknames, including Puff Kitty, Mrs. Puff. The shelter is selling T-shirts featuring
Puff the
Zoe's
Magic
face.
Kitty.
Yeah,
There you go.
Proceeds supporting its love fund for animals needing urgent care. So I guess if you find a cute one on the street, you can take it to the veterinarian. They'll take care of it for free. But if it's your pet and you take it in, bend over.
Basically, you need to lie and say, I found this. But it has a microchip with your address. I think it's weird, too,
Right.
Doc. Don't know what to tell
I
you.
ended up on the email chain for a hospital up in Linwood, one of the big ones off of I-5. And basically, if I could ever lend any money to assist in any of the operations or things that people could not afford, I could throw in $25, kind of like a GoFundMe, but just centrally located. So I get this email, and it says, "Hey, do you want to save this cat?" And I know damn well who sent me the email. It was my frickin' wife. But it was the form to have this surgery done. Now, this cat had been hit by a car. I believe it was a barn cat or a feral cat. Did not know that. Both hips were broken. Legs were broken. The cat got hit so bad, it went blind and deaf. So I didn't know all this stuff, right?
It sure plays a mean pinball.
Now I got a deaf, blind, just razor frickin' Freddy Krueger living in my home, not thinking that it wasn't just a regular old domestic
All you
cat.
had to do was pay for. Is this like if I pay for this, it becomes mine?
That is correct. I had the option of doing that.
Okay, no.
So I spent $2,000 putting this damn thing back together. And I go get it in the cat carrier. I pick up a cat carrier, do all that crap. And I realized I have a wild animal living in my home.
Oh, yeah.
And cats are nocturnal. So
Sure.
this cat was just up on, I could hear it clawing everywhere. I could hear it scratching crap on my scratching post. That doesn't work. I bought one of those things where you put the cat in the window and it sits up on like a cat tower.
Yeah.
Then I realized the cat was blind, so he didn't care because
That means nothing.
He can't look outside at the birds. He can't hear anything, so I can't call him. I could open up a can of food, of cat food, and he wouldn't even know. He wouldn't come running. He couldn't hear anything. I mean, he's deaf. He's blind, and I see this as soon as I did not realize he was blind and deaf either.
They didn't share that.
No. So I'm looking at
Seems like info you should tell somebody buying a cat.
You should.
You look into his eyes.
You're not buying Ted. You're adopting.
And you can just see that
For
fogginess,
$2,000.
that foggy blindness, where like that eye ain't working. He would just look up and I'd be like, you can't see anything, could you? Come over here and snap like this. He wouldn't even look over there, couldn't hear anything. I'm like, and you're deaf too, because I go, hey, and he would just
nothing.
Nothing. And I got this idiot cat with claws and couldn't pick him up, barely could pet him. He tried to bite you.
Well, sure, he's feral.
He bit my nose and he was holding on for dear life. And I was like, oh my God, because his claws were wrapped around my head. It's just like, Jesus Christ, $2,000 for this. What is the most money that you've lost because of a pet or an animal? 206-803-ROCK. So hopefully you can join us tomorrow for Stanwood's shortest St. Patty's Day Parade. Brought to you by Sale Brewing Company. It's going to be a good time. Taryn's going to be down there along with Steve Miggs. Danny V will be there as well.
Yep.
Morning show. Ryan Castle, I believe, is the MC. Or I know the new originals or part thereof are going to play.
Sort of. We're going to kind of commandeer some stuff from the band that's actually playing.
Okay. So there's a band.
There's a band, yeah.
All right, very
Jump
cool.
up there for a song or two. And then,
Yeah. Supposedly, there's a rumor that those guys might get the key to the city. I don't
On
know
the
if
morning
that's-
show, yeah.
I don't know if that's happening or not, but we're going to find out tomorrow up in Stanwood. Hopefully you can join us. It's absolutely free. Family-friendly event, unless you want to hit the bars. I don't know how that goes down, but either way, we're going to have a good time, so hope to see you up there. Okay, back to the weather and our question. What was your worst weather experience, and what is your favorite type of weather? Now, as far as your favorite type of weather, for me, this is not it.
No.
This past week, we kind of had a what they call a false spring. It's been cold, colder than normal. It's been windy. It has been wet. Today it snowed.
Yep.
It's been freezing cold in my place every night because I never think to myself I should turn the heat on before I go to bed.
Right.
I'm not used to doing that. Wake up in the middle of the night freezing, have to turn the heater on. I hate this. This, to me, is as bad as it gets. If it actually snows, it becomes more calm typically.
It does. I just hate snow.
I don't like it either, but it seems to be more of a warmer feeling than just this wet, slushy rain and snow. To me, this is some of the worst crap ever.
Cold rain sucks. I'm with you.
It does. It does, man.
Like at a certain point, it's like, well, it might as well just snow.
You do say that. Like, look, I don't like snow, but I'd rather just have snow than cold-ass rain if I'm stuck outside.
Right. Now, there's other things that cause more damage. Obviously, ice storms, based on trees and everything else. But still, the wind has been absolutely wicked, and it can cause some damage. And powerful winds hit several neighborhoods across western Washington on Wednesday night. A man is still recovering in the hospital with injuries after a 70-foot redwood tree fell on top of his trailer and trapped him inside in East King County. Eastside Fire and Rescue crews responded to a camper on Northeast Lake Joy Road near Carnation. They were battling down trees to get there and down power lines that blocked several routes to try to get to this guy.
Yeah.
According to the agency, it took crews nearly 2 hours to safely lift and remove the tree before the man was then transported to Harborview Medical Center. So he's in there for 2 hours, just waiting for them to figure out how to get this damn thing off of his house. We didn't want to lift one end and cause injury to the other. It was just a very, very complex issue that needed to be handled very, very delicately. That's according to the Eastside Fire and Rescue. Neighbors told Como News they heard a loud crack. They knew it was that decades-old tree.
You know the tree that's going to come down. Typically on your property, you know the tree that's going to come down if a tree is going to come down.
Leslie Nagel, who lives nearby, said most neighbors knew about the dangers that their tree-covered neighborhood faces and stay inside during bad windstorms, which, to me, I mean, tree's going to fall where tree's going to fall.
But you can also guess. Trust me when I tell you, we have the receipt. We know where it's going to fall. We know how it's going to fall. It is, I would say, the brain trust of the city that does not understand some of these things.
Yeah, and that doesn't count when there's dry spells and the possibility of fires. Just pray for the people around here because this is a different kind of area to live in. It's beautiful, but it's treacherous too. Eastside Fire and Rescue was also called to a tree that had fallen on a home in Sammamish and to a brush fire near Issaquah that was started by down power lines and an energy transformer. If you can get your trees limbed up, or you can take a look at what's unhealthy around you, get them taken care of before the storms because we want to prevent any of this as soon as we can.
Yeah. Most people do.
The man who was trapped for hours has not been identified, but a Harborview Medical Center spokesman told Como News he is now in satisfactory condition. Nagel said she and her other neighbors are grateful he was rescued alive, and they're rallying around him, hoping for a safe recovery, obviously. So there you go. I guess you didn't give enough warning on your tree that was leaning over your house.
Just 4 years. Just 4 years of warning. And we just said, look, dude, the tree is going to fall over. Like, the thing's growing at like a 30-degree angle, and it's about a 70-foot tall tree. It's in sandy soil. We're like, look, dude, it's going to fall, but just the way the city operates, and I won't go through the whole thing, but they will only listen to the arborists that are on their payroll, and they basically send these arborists out to say, no, the tree is fine. That's what they said. We hired independent arborists, and all of them were like, yeah, it's going to fall. Of course it's going to fall. We're like, right. But the city won't listen to you. And they're like, we don't know.
I wonder if the city of Seattle is different than,
rest of King County?
Other parts of King County.
I would hope so. I would really hope so. We have a friend, actually, we're talking today. We have some friends who live reasonably close to us, and they have some monster-ass trees on the property between them and their neighbors. And one of them just went through a very long legal process. The city still won't let them take them down because the city wants you to die in your house. They won't let them take them down, but they have all this documentation. It costs them thousands of dollars so that if the trees fall and don't land on their home but land on someone else's, somehow they kind of get out of it.
All right.
And also, there's an elementary school behind them. But the tree is on their property, and they're like, look, these are big. If it falls, man, if there's kids in school, and again, I know Seattle City does not care. I know this. But most people do. Most people do. Most people are decent people, and they don't want a freaking tree to fall on an elementary school. But the city's still like, nah, can't take it down.
Well, when you deal with extremes in any kind of situation, then you're going to get those extreme outcomes. Yeah. That's the way it is. If you're really far-leaning right, you're far-leaning right. If you're far-leaning left, you're far-leaning. This is too far left.
And it's going to fall.
You know, this is way too progressive. The tree's going to fall on somebody. Like, stop.
Right.
Go hug the damn thing and then cut it down. Get your picture with it, whatever. Grab a pine cone. You know, cry if you need to.
Sure.
Take the spotted out of the damn
I got
thing.
a bunch of pine
cut
cones.
Cut the frickin' tree down.
If it's going to hurt people, yes.
Just let's use some logic every once in a while if we could. By the way, as far as the weather is concerned, a ground stop was issued for all flights arriving at Seattle International Airport this morning due to weather. Flights departing from SeaTac were not stopped, according to a spokesperson. But according to the FAA, the ground stop was issued for equipment outages at around 8:30 this morning. The ground stop alert was reissued due to ice and snow.
Yeah.
So there we go. So our question, what was your worst weather experience? And what is your favorite type of weather? 206-803-ROCK.
Also, if you can hear my voice, don't forget this. Me and Mike were talking about it. Get the snow off the roof of your car.
No kidding.
And then if you're driving, like, look, I can see a car out there right now going up that hill. You got to scrape off your back window.
Oh, yeah. We were behind a car today on 5, and it was like being in a blizzard if you were behind them.
Yeah.
They had maybe 3-4 inches, whatever, but they're going, 60 miles an hour, and it's all just blowing into our windshield. So we changed lanes and clear as day.
Yeah, those 18-wheeler in middle America that had a 6-foot snowdrift on top that turned into ice.
Right.
That got dislodged upon travel. It went into someone's windshield. It almost killed them.
Damn.
So, yeah, do that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
Yes,
a thing.
Exactly.
Hello, Ray. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola. So, Ray, what's your least favorite weather to deal with?
My least favorite weather is hot weather. I was born in Seattle. I can't take it.
All right, at what temperature does it become hot?
Once it starts hitting 80s, I start to get angry.
All right, and does that include humidity or even, like, for me, in my perfect world, it is 80 degrees every day, but 0 humidity, which is a big ask. I know that. But to me, that is the perfect temperature.
That doesn't bother me so much. Yeah, it's just hot. Hot weather just bothers me.
So if you're going to go on vacation, let's just say you take a couple days off, and you're going to travel, will you go to a warm weather destination, or will you try to stay local?
Oh, we actually go to Hawaii every year. So
Is that miserable? Is that miserable for you?
No, because it's also windy.
I was going to say, there's a constant breeze on the islands, and that definitely helps.
Well,
Yeah.
Kauai is different than Maui, which is different.
Sure,
from-
but most people go to Maui, and you get that nice breeze that helps keep. I will say this: I do like heat. Mixed with humidity is awful. And my kid his travel volleyball team. Unfortunately, this is the location for this national tournament, but it is in Orlando, Florida, in July. We did it last year. We're doing it again this year, and I just like Florida humidity in that heat in July. It's like Jesus H. Christ, man. It sucks.
It's thick.
It really is.
So what was your worst weather experience so far?
Worst weather experience, we were actually in Hawaii, Big Island. Went there for our 2-year wedding anniversary, and we're hit by a hurricane.
A hurricane in the Pacific.
Yes, it was the first hurricane recorded that actually hit the Big Island mainland directly. Before we went to the shelter, we watched on TV as the beach that we were at the day before, Punaluu Black Sand Beach, was getting hammered by hurricane winds, and people are just like boogie boarding.
Yeah, that's always the case. When they say there's a hurricane, typically it's
Every time.
Right. People are out there on boogie boards, surfboards, everything else. So you were there. This is the first time this has happened. Of course, you're there for that. So when you went to a shelter, what is the shelter? You just at a school somewhere or what?
So we were in a high school gym. First we were in a classroom, then they moved us to a gym. That was at about noon, 1 or so. They started telling people about 7 o'clock. All of the Hawaiian families, the locals, started showing up and basically just having massive family gathering, basically family reunion. Like people coming in with those big plastic tubs full of rice. Someone brought in pork.
Yeah, whatever you can put in get out of your refrigerator before you lose power and feed people.
Now, do they share this with you? Or, is it a big social event at that point? Or is it, hey, man, you're not part of our family, get your own food?
The shelter had food for us, and the families basically just kind of took up a section of the gym, and that was their territory.
What did you sleep on?
We slept on
the blankets and pillows from the hotel we were at that let us take them with us.
Okay. And how long are you stuck in the shelter?
We got out probably about 7 in the morning. The winds had died down, and yeah, but it was the hurricane hit closer to directly close to 10 or 11.
So you stayed there for 24 hours. You spent the night there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when you finally leave this gym and you're free to go back to your hotel and all that, or to the beach, is it noticeable the damage that the hurricane caused?
Well, all of the buildings, everyone there's prepared for that, so they'll have boards and stuff over the windows. But it's almost like by the end of the day, everything was just back to normal. Like people were like, this ain't a thing.
I mean, when it's done, it's done. If you still have power. But it's crazy to me because you said everyone there is prepared, but they were prepared for something that just doesn't happen there much.
Yeah, well, they don't get directly hit, but they do have storms come across multiple times a year. So is that have to be ready for it.
Is that technically a typhoon if it's in the Pacific, or is it still a hurricane? Because
I thought they always called them typhoons in the Pacific, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's a typhoon.
Okay. Because I got hit by one of those.
I think hurricanes Atlantic.
I got hit by one of those in Puerto Vallarta.
Right, which makes sense.
The mighty 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK from the Pinky's Plumbing Studio. You're in the men's room.
Now, it's coming up for you at 4:30. In the meantime, our question, what is the most money that you've lost because of a pet or an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Sarah. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola.
So, this isn't me, but I used to work with this guy. Him and his wife were going to move to Montana. They bought this property. They spent a couple years building a house. They were a couple months away from moving over there when somehow one of the neighbors, 3 or 4 of their cows, got into the house and got trapped in there for 3 weeks.
What?
These cows got trapped in this house for 3 weeks. They ate drywall. They, did their business all over the floor. But before this guy I worked with could even move in, the cows destroyed the house.
How much did he say about how much money and damage the dumb cows did?
They had to rebuild the entire house because of all of the poo and urine that was all over the house.
Poo.
You can Google this. If you Google cows stuck in Montana house, it shows it is chest high.
Oh.
Cow gunk.
I mean, look, cows are never known for being the brightest animal. I don't think they're as stupid as everyone thinks, but the flip side is all right, you guys got into this house, and in 3 weeks, not one of you even accidentally managed to find a way out.
Oh, my God.
No.
Oh, my God.
How did you put? Oh,
my
God. We just pulled up pictures, man.
Oh, my God.
At his wall-to-wall S.
The house was destroyed.
Now,
because of these cows.
How did they get in there?
That's what I'm saying.
They have no idea. They never figured it out, but they suspect because the farmer who owned them noticed that they were missing and couldn't find them for a few weeks. And then my friend went over there to do some work on the house and found the cows in the house.
And you said
they knew
they've been working on this house for years.
A good couple of years, yeah, because he would contract some of the work out, but he would go over there and do a lot of the work himself. And they were a few months away from retiring and moving over there full time, and then the house got destroyed.
I mean, look, it's not that it's funny, but we're looking at the images from the story you're telling us, and for whatever reason, it makes it funny because almost every picture they show is a room where the floor and the walls are covered in cow S, but there's always a cow in the picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the cow's looking at the camera
and every single picture,
get out of this house.
They're just standing in the doorway looking at the camera like, did I do that?
Yeah. Yeah,
wow.
This guy, he came back from that trip, and he was we're like, what the heck is wrong with you? He goes, cows ate my house. They pooed all over my house.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm sure he didn't say pooed, but when he tells you this story, do you laugh out loud or do you wait for him to finish before you laugh?
Oh, no, we laughed. We 100% laughed.
I'm assuming you have insurance on the home while you're building it. I don't
know. I mean,
I think he did. I don't know. I haven't worked with him in a few years, but yeah, this was when he came back from that trip. We were like, so when are you moving over? He's like, probably never.
But even if you do have insurance, right? So I have homeowners insurance, but at the moment you sign up for it, you still have to check the boxes of what you want them to cover. So, like, if you don't have earthquake insurance as part of your coverage and there's an earthquake, they're not going to cover it. I don't know, and I don't remember when I was going through all the things that they had. I pretty much signed up for everything because I know how they are. I don't know if there was that kind of coverage. You
don't think there's a cows trapped in your house coverage?
I mean, in theory,
I'm sure
I don't think you need it.
Animal insurance, but I get the feeling, just how insurance companies are, right? Because the goals do not give you money, but I think their approach would be like, look, if the animal's inside of your house, that would be your pet insurance, because that's how we would perceive an inside thing. If it's animal damage, my guess is, in this case, they're going to say
But what other animal would damage a home like that?
On the inside. I mean, that's because nobody keeps your cows inside. Not in their home, anyway. Yeah, I don't know, man. I hope he got an insurance payout on that, but I feel like they insurance could find an out on that. Goddamn. What does it say in the article? I mean, do they say how much money?
House may very well need to be gutted, refloored due to the damage.
Mike, look at this. So every picture is a cow.
Oh, my word.
Yeah. So it says, house is on my aunt's property, live in Washington. We're planning to move over at the end of the year. We assumed she was going down every now and again to check on the house, but she wasn't. Cattle guy has a lot of acreage and looked for his cows, even filed a report for stolen cattle. He looked in our shed, but not in the house because he thought someone was living there. There was a bad storm in town, I think in late April, and we think the cows were looking for coverage. They either got in by nudging a lever door or the wind might have blown the door open. Not sure. Insurance has been contacted, but I'm not sure about the outcome because my stepfather is trying to deal with it directly with a cattle guy and trying to work something out. And no, we don't have farmers insurance. Ha ha. Cattleman has already contacted contractors to come out and appraise the house. We have all this info, but unfortunately, we are back in Washington at this time, so it's going to be a process. Next note says I'm going to become a vegetarian to please the cow gods. So this will never happen again. That is insane.
Wow. Yeah.
What is the most money that you've lost because of a pet or an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Adam. Welcome to the men's room.
Tacos and beer.
Hola.
Hey, I'm about $10,000 deep on an exotic short-haired cat.
You are how much money?
Trying to keep this thing alive. $10,000.
Okay. You said trying to keep it alive. How old is the hair? You said a hairless or short hair? Short hair. How old is this cat?
Short hair. It's about 10 years old now. It's still full of life and very cuddly cat. But it repeatedly had urinary tract infections, which is $1,500 every time that happens. I think that happened 3 times. And then we gave the cat a sex change. So,
Wait, what?
You gave your cat a sex change?
Yes.
Why did you give the cat a
cut
sex
off its
change?
Junk, and now it's basically pees like a girl.
So he pees sitting down.
You mean you spayed the cat, so the cat doesn't have testicles anymore?
It was already we already had it fixed. It was already fixed, cat, but now it no longer has a weenus.
So there's no cat pee. And was this in an effort to put the urinary tract infections in their place?
Correct. And yeah, since we had that surgery, it has not had any more urinary tract infections. Apparently, it's semi-common.
Ooh.
And then, it got in a fight with another one of our cats and scratched his eyeball, and there's another $1,500 just trying to fix its eye.
What was
still see out of its eye, but it's really foggy.
What was the cat's name when you got him?
Oscar.
Oscar. Is it Oscarette now?
Yeah.
Oscarette.
Yeah.
Oscar the penis.
Yeah, he's Oscar de la Renta is what we call him. It's a brand name. Along with all of our animals is our brand name.
How many animals do you have?
But he's 4. 3 cats and a dog.
All right.
And this one's been the most expensive, I'm guessing.
Absolutely.
Do they normally get along?
Yeah. They all get along. 99.9% of the time.
Yeah, but it's that 0.1% that'll cost you money.
Yep.
At least you.
Every time.
I'm glad that you pointed out the cat is still lively, full of life, still cuddly. We have, I can't say a friend, but someone I know that my wife's friends with, and I want to say she works at a veterinary clinic where you would think at some point, look, obviously you love animals, but also you got to get desensitized to certain realities. So this particular girl, she was at my wedding. I don't know if that rings any bells. Crazy, dark hair, glasses, very loud. Anyway, I'll write her name down in a minute. But anyway, so she's a veterinarian, has like 2 or 3 cats. They've got to be dead by now because this was like 10 years ago. But she was dropping upward, and she always says she's broke. Just keep that in mind. If you go out drinking with, I don't have any money. She was spending like $20,000 on these cats, several different cats. The youngest of them was like 14 years old. The oldest was 17, and they were just having old people or old cat issues. And my wife and I are like, look, I'm not trying to be mean. I know you're attached because you've had them for a long time. But the thing about getting a pet that is not a tortoise or a parent is that you're going to outlive it, right? You kind of understand this when you get a pet. You're spending $20,000 on a 17-year-old cat. And keep in mind, by dropping that cash, all she accomplished was that the cat was alive. It was still miserable, right? Like its hip still hurt. It was still blunt. I'm like, you're literally just keeping the thing alive. I'm like, people make decisions that people that have been brain dead in a coma for a while, they still go like, at some point, you got to pull the plug. So we're like, hey, I'm not being mean. You have to let the cat go, man. It's just part of it.
There were numerous cases at the hospital that my wife worked at, where people would come in and they would get a chance to talk to the vet or the vet technician, and then they would say something like, it's going to cost $4,000, $5,000.
See you.
Yeah, whatever it is. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So they would go outside and it's like, hey, man, I got to make a phone call. I need to call my husband. I need to call my wife. I need to figure out.
Feed the meter.
What is he going to, something. What is it? But leaving the animal inside as it's being checked out and just getting in the car and they're gone.
Yeah.
Oh, they just drive off?
They're gone.
Oh, yeah.
And they might have had the conversation. Hey, honey, do you want to get this thing fixed? It's going to be $3,000, $4,000. He says, no, get the hell out of there right now. It might not have been their original plan.
Right.
But it ended up happening quite a bit. And then, typically one of the technicians or somebody will put a little money forward to get the procedure done, and then they will adopt the animal. If it's realistic that the animal can continue to be a pet and live, enough of a life to make it worth it.
That's the thing. This particular girl, I'm just like, listen, and she'd be so sad what you talked about it. I'm like, I understand why you're sad, but you need to rip the band. You've spent $20,000. And that cat is alive, and it's as miserable as it's ever been.
That's kind of where we found ourselves a few months ago. Back it up even further back than that. A couple of years ago, our little boy cat, we had made a move. We'd gone from one house to the other, and I always thought that this was a confident cat. He wasn't. He was anxious as all get out, and he acted out because of it. And that move set him off enough, and something that I didn't know about cats, much like our caller here, just a little bit different. His was not a UTI issue. Is that when cats, especially male cats, when they panic, sometimes everything kind of constricts. There's a disease that's within them, and his unit there actually clogged shut. He actually blocked.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that is a thing that they do.
A male cat stresses out. One of the possible instances is that they plug their own penis.
Yeah, exactly. I have no idea why, but that's why they do.
All right.
So
I'm glad it's cats, not people.
So we took him into the emergency room. It was late on at night, and we ended up in the emergency room there. And they did what they did. They were able to put a catheter in there and drain him out. And
how tiny is that catheter?
I'm just itty bitty, dude. But so they got him fixed. But there was a procedure that they were going to be able to do that would help him kind of unblock there, and that was going to range anywhere between like $3,000 to $7,000. We got off lucky at like $4,500. So we were like, okay,
super lucky.
We got our boy right. 2 years later, which was just a couple months ago, all of a sudden he's acting very guarded, and we knew that he had blocked up again. So we take him back to the vet, and then somehow that procedure had skyrocketed from the $4,000 to $7,000 to now a $6,000 to $10,000 procedure. And it's like, this was 2 years later, and what they were going to do, they were going to do something different.
You don't get like a punch card on the cat penis?
I know,
like,
right?
You've been here before.
But they were going to do a lot like what he was talking about, that they were going to lop the doggone thing off and change it around so he would go to the bathroom differently. And it's like, I thought about exactly what you're thinking of. It's like, this cat is going to wake up after surgery, has no idea what's going on, but all of a sudden his crotch hurts and it's gone, right?
Jesus.
Like, can't do it, man. So we ended up having to say goodbye to the
How
kid.
did you know that he had a... I'm sure you didn't know that his penis was black, but what were the telltale signs that there was something wrong with your cat?
So first off, when it first happened, he was going in and out of the litter box. He would, normal, he's going into the litter box, he'd scratch around for a little bit, and then he would just walk back out. And then he'd walk in, scratch around a little bit, and then walk back out. He clearly wasn't using it.
Right.
And then he started kind of whining, and he was licking his crotch a whole lot and cleaning the area. He was just paying an awful lot of attention to it. The second time that happened, the wife noticed that he was paying a lot of attention to his crotch again. And then, like I said, he was just guarded. He didn't want to be touched. He didn't want to be messed with.
Right.
Didn't want to be around his siblings. We just kind of knew that something was up there.
Because when cats go into the litter box, to me, it's like the old man with the newspaper. Like, they're going to be a hot minute.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing.
Taking their time.
They definitely
Enjoying
take their
it.
time.
And he was 5 seconds. He was in, and then he turned around and come right back out. He was not comfortable.
Someone texted, you left us hanging, Miles. What happened with the feral cat? I'll tell you what happened with the feral cat.
Oh, no.
And
You
the cat for
adopted
about
it.
a year and a half, right? Dr. Gomez. Dr. Gomez finally started to calm down and get a sense that I was not going to be his mortal enemy.
Right.
So he stopped with the clawing me. He stopped with all that, stopped biting me. He eventually just calmed down and became a really good lap cat. Then he died. Like 2 weeks after, he finally started to calm down. Because I called Robin. I was like, Robin, I'm going to be late. She's like, why? I'm like, I'm at the vet. I said, but I don't think this is going to work out, man. This cat's going down and going down fast.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, no, do you want to take the day off? I'm like, no, I'm actually just outside giving you a call, but I'm staring across the street, and there's a Chick-fil-A. Do you want a chicken sandwich?
Going to Chick-fil-A.
I'm going to Chick-fil-A, man.
And you brought some in?
We're going to celebrate Dr. Gomez's life with some Chick-fil-A. What is the most money that you've lost because of a pet or an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Now for all TV news all the time, it is time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
Should have looked at my list. I didn't know how many I had. All right, your choices today. You got the Jimmys.
Fallon and Kimmel.
Seth Meyers. Colbert.
Steven.
Or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late?
It is right there. The title is guys have teams and talents and writers help them come up with the monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late-night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
Scientists say bees can breathe underneath water for a week.
I know mine can.
The conclusions were reached by Rick, who just likes drowning things.
Colbert.
Ted Smith?
Colbert.
Bees can breathe underwater for a week, scientists have discovered. The conclusions were reached by Rick, who just likes drowning things.
There's a new TikTok trend where runners are taking Ziploc bags with heavy whipping cream and salt on their runs and making butter. Thought your coworker who ran a marathon was annoying? Wait until you meet a guy who churns butter while he's running.
Where do they put that?
Fallon.
Yeah, Fallon.
It is Fallon.
Hey, have you guys heard about this? There's a new TikTok trend where runners are taking Ziploc bags filled with heavy cream and salt on their runs and making butter. I mean, you thought your coworker who ran a marathon was annoying. Wait until you meet a guy who churns butter while running.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how to respond.
If you told me the butter, it was all
It's marathon butter.
Right, it was pressed against your body. I don't know if I want that butter.
I would not.
Unless she's hot.
Then I would.
A Triceratops skeleton is going on auction next week and is expected to sell for $4 million. No, said Nick Cage's accountant.
The Ted Smith.
Yes.
That's so hard.
A Triceratops skeleton will go up for auction next week and is expected to sell for more than $4 million. No, said Nick Cage's accountant.
A fox was discovered aboard a cargo ship that traveled from England to New York before taking it to the Bronx Zoo. Classic America. Fox gets here and he's already in jail.
That's Ted Smith.
The Ted Smith.
That is me.
Good one. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like jailing people.
Oh, yeah, we'll take it to the zoo. No offense. When you go to the zoo, seeing a fox excites absolutely no one.
Plus, honestly, I don't know, let him loose. It's an English fox.
Yeah. Hello, Mike.
I kind of get excited when I see a fox.
At the zoo?
No.
That's my point, right? If you see it in the wild, you go, cool. The zoo, really? All right.
Mussolini's granddaughter will be on Celebrity Big Brother Italy. This is the weirdest combo of dictator descendants on a reality competition since Survivor was won by Brenda Hitler.
Colbert.
No, Seth.
Let's Colbert.
Benito Mussolini's granddaughter will compete on Celebrity Big Brother in Italy. This is the weirdest combo of dictator's descendant in reality competition since Survivor was won by Brenda Hitler.
Mike, what are we doing Sunday?
Going to the Oscars, baby.
Oscar party. You know how it is. Again, limo will be there around 12:30. And do a little pre-gaming.
You're living it up this weekend, man. Your pie party tomorrow. We talk math and eat pie. Then Oscar party.
Well, don't forget, I'll also be in Stanwood for the parade at noon.
There's that, too.
Yeah, that'll be fun. And then I got to go to the big pie get-together and talk math. And then, Mike and I got to put on our tuxes, drink champagne, have caviar, all the stuff
And
we
you
do.
can ask Mike, how was that movie?
Well, this is when I learn what movies I should probably check out.
I mean, I go with the Golden Globes. Oscar's a little too stuffy for me. Golden Globes, I go, all right, I'll check it out.
Now, as most of you know, most of the people going to the Oscars are already pretty rich.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of interesting. They also get gift bags.
I know.
They do at the Grammys. Typically, most of those award ceremonies do offer you a parting gift.
So here's the deal. The gift bag at the Oscars, not everybody gets one. Mostly it's just the very important people. So like Chalamet, DiCaprio, Michael B. Jordan, Kate Hudson. You could go on and
So
on.
nominees, I guess?
Delroy Lindo. I guess Emma Stone, Tiana Taylor. But the gift bag's worth, what do you think?
I'll say 50.
50 what?
Say
50,000.
450,000.
350,000.
350.
Jesus.
God damn, man.
So you're probably wondering, what's included in there anymore?
Yeah.
By the way, the Oscars don't give out the bags anymore. It's an independent thing done by a company.
Okay.
And look, they admit it. It's like the rich get richer.
Yeah,
So sometimes, like if you're on Price is Right, and let's say you win a new car. Now, if you take that car, you need to pay taxes on it, even though you won it. Same as a gift. So I'm assuming when you take this $350,000 gift bag, that it's going to be taxed the same way. So you could take it.
Maybe. I don't know.
But wouldn't you have to pay taxes on those items if they're over a certain
But
amount
it's
of
a
money?
gift. It's not something you won. It's a gift. I don't know what the differential would be, but if I go,
and you're not. It's not
Okay,
a spouse.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Also, you're thinking of like a normal person,
right?
Like, look at that list.
Them?
Those are all millionaires.
Yeah. But do you want the stuff in the bag?
I think you do. Number one on the list they put here: high potency cannabis products.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
If I open a gift bag and there's edibles in there, I'm eating them then.
High potency.
But these are high potency.
Yeah, but I'm guessing they're edible. I don't know. If you get gifted an edible, it's always awesome. Reminder, tomorrow, Stanwood. Shortest parade. Just saying, people. A gold-plated gold-plated cold storage cryptocurrency wallet.
Okay. I'd have to get
cryptocurrency wallet.
A custom prenuptial agreement from celeb divorce lawyer James Sexton.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's something.
I know somebody that you could borrow his when he's a quarterback. Facial rejuvenation products.
All right. Thank
by
you
this
for the
famous
outro.
doctor. Yeah. Art Lipo Elite Body Sculpting Liposuction.
I'm sure they will use it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So far, I just want the edibles, to be honest with you.
Oh, I guess.
I mean, I would take the other stuff.
I don't need
but
the crypto
edible-
wallet, but I go do.
Where are they going to
liposuction.
suck any fat out of your body? Any fat on your body?
I know, but there's people I know.
You honestly, the only place
I'm going to give this to you. Thanks.
Don't read into
Thanks.
Jesus.
No, seriously. Use this.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd go. And I heard it hurts, but
What, lipo?
yeah,
Okay.
a 10-day restorative reset in Sri Lanka.
Really? So the people that can afford to do that, give them the freebie. Damn, man.
An exclusive Arctic villa getaway in the Northern Lights view.
I would do that.
Yes.
I follow this super fancy hotel and resort. I have never looked at the prices. I have no idea. But I follow them on social media, and that's their whole thing, right? Is like you wake up and there's a reindeer outside your window, and then you can see the Northern Lights all the time.
Where's this located?
I believe in Norway.
I thought you said Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just put a reindeer outside of your window.
That's chemical trails.
Well, and I like the idea of it, but that's just one of those things. Like I don't think I'll ever be there. So I'm imagining that realistically, I think that resort has to be like one of those places.
I'm sure that it is.
You got to plan it out. They got to get special vehicles to take you up there. And it's one of those things where like all the walls are windows, so, and then they have hot tubs and everything.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up 4:30, we got a major announcement for you. In the meantime, our question, what is the most money you've lost because of a pet or an animal? We get this one. They say lonely and isolated Americans have been turning to unconventional pets for companionship during the pandemic. One of those pets turns out to be more than a family bargain for. So-called teacup pigs.
All right.
Which a woman named Amira McKee quickly explains is a misnomer because there's no such thing. Buyers are lured by Craigslist ads and cutesy labels like Micro or Pixie. And discovering years later, pigs take up to 5 years to reach full size.
They get there.
That was their supposed 40-pound lap pat can easily top 200 pounds. Veterinarians quoted in the story are blunt. There's no recognized breed of teacup pig or mini in breeder speak. Usually just means smaller than 300 pounds.
I did not know that.
McKee details how owner Jessica Miles, now 200-pound pig, has outgrown the family bathroom, shredded a couch, and required the installation of a heavy-duty horse panel to keep him from escaping the yard of his Arizona home. Sanctuaries are rehoming. Networks say that fields of hundreds, even thousands of surrenders are requested per year.
Damn. Did you know that?
No.
About the teacup? I honestly thought.
I just figured it'd be like a little pot.
I mean, I knew
That's what I thought.
I knew it was a misnomer only because last week I read that story to write a joke about it.
Oh, really?
And that was the exact same thing I read. It was like, yeah, that's false. They're just not tiny.
A potbelly pig, still not tiny, but smaller than the average
300 pounds.
Okay. Yeah, I did not know. Okay. Good to know. I'm not interested in a teacup pig. Hello, Cheryl. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hello.
Hola.
Hola. So, this story is about 40 years old. I was 17. I was hardcore barrel racing in the rodeo. and my horse was getting old. So my dad said, you save up half the money and I'll make the rest up if you find a good horse to rodeo on. I said, okay. So I saved up $5,000.
Wow.
Found my dream horse. So he was $10,000. I bought him, took him to his first rodeo. It was hot. They had fans in their stalls. He decided to chew through one of the fan cords, and it electrocuted him and killed him.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Wow. I did not expect that story to take that turn.
Game over.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was heartbreaking for a 17-year-old.
And this would be heartbreaking for anyone.
I can't imagine me being able to save $5,000 as a 17-year-old.
Yeah, right. Well, the horse that I was riding, I was winning on pretty good, but he was getting old, so I was looking for, a new one so I could retire the old one.
You think the old one got wind of this and basically sabotaged the young one?
He might have. His name was Joker.
Well, yeah, it's right there. Yeah. So what? I'm just curious. I don't know much about the rodeo world. I hope you're sitting down with that stunning revelation. But what makes a horse a dream horse for the rodeo? Like, what are the qualities you're looking for?
Oh, well, he was really pretty, first of all. I love the color. It's a blue roan. So I've always wanted one, so I found him. And then he was fast. He was so fast.
And you said this was the first rodeo?
No, yeah, it was a rodeo.
But was it his first one?
I did. Yeah, it was the first one I ever took him to.
Okay, all right.
So how long?
I bought him.
How long do you think it had been dead by the time you found him? I mean, did you just walk to the stall and there he's just dead on the ground?
Yeah. It wasn't. I mean, I had gone up to pay my fees, and then I came back and he was gone.
Let me ask you a question. So he was never able to say this is not my first rodeo because all he did was one.
Right.
Damn.
He didn't even really do one with me. The person that had him before me rodeoed him a little bit.
Okay, so it wasn't his first rodeo. All right. Okay. And was there an electrical problem when you went up to the stall? In other words, was there still live electricity going through the area?
They had turned it all off after he chewed through the cord.
Oh, no.
All right.
So apparently he wasn't very smart.
Did anyone see him get lit up?
No, I don't know. No, they didn't know. They didn't say anything to me because I was devastated.
Yeah, sure.
Did you physically see him?
I walked up on him.
Now, I mean, did he just look dead, or could you tell that he'd been electrocuted?
I knew he was dead, but I didn't know he had been electrocuted until I found the cord.
How long did it take you to piece together what happened to the horse?
Oh, probably 15 minutes when my dad said, look what this dummy did.
I kind of respect that.
Did you ever get another horse after that?
Oh, yeah, I've been through several horses. I still rodeo.
Okay. You still rodeo?
Oh.
Yeah, it didn't ruin me.
Okay. And how many horses do you think you've used in your rodeo career?
Oh, man. Oh, probably. Well, I started rodeoing when I was 3, so... And I'm in my 50s now, so I've probably been through 60, 70 horses.
Jesus, man.
What's the most money you've won?
Well, I've won a couple $1,000s at one rodeo. But through the years, I've won probably, I don't know, 20 to 30 grand.
Okay. And where do you keep the horses?
At my home.
All right. How many do you have right now?
I just have one now.
And what is the annual expense for a horse?
She's a really easy keeper, so she doesn't cost much.
All right, but what about traveling, trailers, all those things? When you look at the...
Yeah, well, I already had all that. But, yeah, that's not cheap either. I don't do a lot of competing anymore, so I had to get a job.
Oh, what's the farthest you've traveled with a horse and a trailer? Because I always wonder that. Like, you drive through Arizona, and, there's nothing around. And I know Arizona lends itself to the rodeo life, but, I mean, there's no exits for towns. And I'm like, how long has that horse been in that hot-ass trailer?
Oh, no, there's places to stop along the way. I mean, people know, rodeo people help other rodeo people along the travel, if they're traveling from, say, Seattle to Texas.
Ooh.
There's several places to stop in between to let the horses out and let them move and let them walk and drink and stop for the night. And And then we just load up in the morning and head up along our merry way.
Is there a limit on how long you can keep that horse in there?
Yeah, like a number of hours or
well,
something.
Yeah, you don't want to leave them in there too long. I mean, they can travel for 5 to 6 hours.
Well, look, you got to pull over and stay at, I don't know, a Motel 6. Is the horse just staying in the trailer overnight?
No. We pull into a place. They have lots of places where you can stop that have barns. Like people along the way that have their ranches, and they'll let you put your horse up for the night.
And then you just go back and get him in the morning before you take off.
No, you'd stay on their property in your horse trailer because you have a living quarter. It's like a travel trailer, but it has horses.
Oh, okay. All right. Interesting.
All right. What's the most money you've spent on a horse?
The $10,000.
Oh, that was your most expensive horse, and that dumbass electrocuted himself.
Well, I stopped buying them. I started breeding them and training them myself.
That was the moment. Okay.
Do you train them not to eat electricity cord?
I will never put a fan in a horse's stall again.
What do you do? Do you go find a stud and bring the stud in? Is that how you do that?
It just depends. Sometimes you do artificial.
And do you do that?
Sometimes you find the stud. No, you have the stud owner do that.
And that automatically makes me not to want to be a stud owner.
Honest to God, is it just one giant turkey baster?
Kind of.
All right. And I'm assuming
Do they call it a turkey baster if you're using it for that reason? Because at that point, that's my inseminator.
Well, they do. They have frozen semen now. So they can send it to you, and then you can have the vet come out and implant it.
Am I to understand this right? The stud owner, so to speak. I mean, you know how he's got to get that out of there, right?
Right.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Is it a manual thing? I mean, do they have machines? Is there something like because cows can be milked by a machine now? You know,
What they normally do is they have a mare that is in heat and gets him all excited, and then they collect it.
Okay. I don't know if I want to walk up on that.
Well, then they freeze it, and then they sell it. And then they send it to whoever wants to breed their mare to this stud.
I'm just talking about the process of doing it, of extracting this.
I would rather do it the real way.
Now,
I was going old school. My dad was an old school cowboy, so.
Yeah. Do they authenticate the sperm, right? So I can say it's from my mare, and I send it to you, but it's not. It's from a different horse entirely. I mean, is there any way to know that process is going to be what you ordered?
Well, they give you a life full guarantee. So when you pay for frozen sperm and they send it to you and you put it in your mare and your mare doesn't take, then they'll send you more and you just keep going until your mare takes.
Damn. Okay. And one last question. So the average human male, right, about 10 cc's of fluid in that moment. If I order horse semen, like how much am I getting?
It just depends on the stud, just like it does the male person.
Okay.
Some of them are more, some of them are less. It just kind of depends on how their little fellas are swimming.
I see.
All right.
I see. You speak from experience.
All right. I was just curious. I mean, does it show up like in a soup bag?
Right.
Is it in a vial?
Because sometimes you see that, you're like, geez, a whiz, man. That's more than I got.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, how much semen is it per dose, so to speak?
I wonder if you put like a frozen snowball in there of it. You're like, just.
Also, is it packed in dry ice? I mean, honestly, I don't know. Does Amazon just sell that? If I go to Amazon, I'll put it in horse semen. So Amazon.
I doubt it. I think it's expensive, dude.
It might be. I don't know.
It's great in a gravy, though.
Well, it's a good thickener.
Miles.
Amazon. What am I looking for? Horse semen.
Horse
All
semen.
right. Horse semen. Results. All right. So Equine Express. It's cooled semen and embryo universal transport system. Semen Max, natural male enhancement supplement. Now, that's to get them to do it. I don't think Amazon actually has the horse semen. They have all
They've
kinds
got all
of
the
things.
other things.
Yeah, Semen Enhance. Sorry, that is for a person. I'm like,
what does that do?
Jesus.
What does that do?
Is it like a glove to wear while
No, it makes it taste fruity. And I'm like, why would I want the horse's semen to taste like pineapple?
What's it called?
That is not. It is called Semen Enhance, Ted. Make your semen taste fruity, minced formula with pineapple and...
Fruity.
Hold on. Pineapple and... Oh, wow. So it tastes like pineapple and vitamin C fruit-based supplements.
Okay. Okay.
Are
I know
you
what I'm having
Googling
for
that,
dinner
Ted?
tonight.
I am.
Jesus Christ, man. I felt better when I thought you were kidding.
What is the most money that you've lost because of a pet or an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
Yeah, it just seems like a nice thing to do.
Well, I just like that it's fortified with vitamin C. Like that's a sales pitch.
Hey, baby.
Want to avoid scurvy?
Oh, do you have a cold? Give me a mouth hug. I
I'm
got
your
you.
guy. They call me. Hello, Michael. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores.
All right, so I do handyman work sometimes, and here, yeah, right, right after.
That's a terrible
I don't know
follow-up.
if that's the first. You should be the first caller after what we just talked
Right?
about.
So,
Uh-oh.
and he needed his gutters to be cleaned out because he had broken his ankle in October. And when I walk up to his house, there's a sign on the front door that says, "In case of emergency, rescue Davos." And there's a picture of a dog there.
All right.
And that, okay, you love your dog. There's not saying anything about any person. Just make sure you get the dog. And walk in, and this dog just looks like he's on his deathbed. So over the last couple of months now, I've taken him and the dog to the vet at about 5 or 6.
Ah, you broke up. You still there?
The last time he said, well, that was a $700 bill, and that crosses $20,000 into this dog now.
So wait a minute. I'm sorry, man. Your phone broke up. So the dog looked like it's on death's door. And then what happened?
So then I help him take his dog to the vet probably about 5 or 6 times over the last couple of months because he has a broken ankle, so he can't drive. He has a boot and all this stuff. And the last time that I took him last week, he said that was a $700 vet bill, and he said that crosses $20,000 for this dog now.
And what is wrong with the dog? Because you said this has been 5 or 6 times in the last few months.
Correct. So basically the dog, to me, wants to die. Like, he won't eat. So he's going to...
He's trying to die.
Yes. And so he takes him to the vet to give him pills to make him eat, and then... But, like, the dog can't even hold his stool, or when he shakes, like, just big clumps of fur come flying off of him, and he can't go up or down anything without a ramp. Like, going to the vet, he drugs the dog before he takes him to the vet, and then we got to put a ramp to get him up into the vehicle, and then the dog, like, slides down it because he's all drugged up, and it's just a hot mess. Yeah.
Wow. How old do you think this dog is?
I would say around 14, 15. It's like a German Shepherd, but jet black.
Okay.
And
probably like your dog.
He is all because he won't eat.
Yeah, I mean, you got to make that tough decision at that point. Like, dude, I mean, nature cannot make it any clearer that it's time for this dog. You know,
There was a time when Honey was going down, and she was having a hard time keeping food down, but certain things that she would eat. So I would be at the drive-thru at McDonald's 2 times a day getting chicken nuggets.
She would eat chicken nuggets.
She would eat
To feed a dog?
Yes, to
Come
keep the
on,
damn
man.
thing alive. Wouldn't eat dog food. Wouldn't eat like cooked food.
Is that recommended? Like, would any vet say,
It was
hey,
what she
stick
could
with the chicken
I
nuggets?
mean, man, she would be dead in the back seat of that car, just laying there like, you know, there's nothing left.
Right.
And I'd roll down the window, man, start talking to the drive-thru window, and she'd perk up, man, jump up, put her hands on the window, roll down the window because she knew how to do that, and just get fiery, tail wagging like
Specifically, McDonald's.
McDonald's chicken nuggets, that was it.
That was it. Nothing.
I've tried Izell's chicken strips because it was closer to me.
She wasn't out with these L's.
No.
Because it's made out of actual chicken.
I don't know. I mean, we would try anything we could, but nuggets were the golden ticket. So she lived for like 2 to 3 months, the last months of her life, just eating chicken nuggets.
I mean, honestly, that's not a bad way to go. You know, if the doctor said, hey, man, you got X amount of time left to live, eat what you want.
I cut them up into little pieces of 4.
Yeah, I mean, look,
Little
you're right.
bite-sized
If the
pieces.
doctor said I got 6 months to live, I'd probably eat a lot more nuggets.
Right. And the thing is that, like, you know my rule.
Like you're nugget specific. Oh, yeah.
You know my rule, man. I don't open up the bag of food in the car. So there was no place that I could put that
Did you
bag.
hold this rule with the dog?
Yes. There was no place that I could put that bag where she wouldn't. If I put it down by my feet, she would climb down between my legs, between the brake and the gas.
Oh, yeah.
And try to get in that bag. I mean, she'd come in from the side. She'd come in from the door side. She'd come in through the middle. I mean, I just basically just like Heismaning her the entire time until I get home because she wanted those nuggets that bad. And it got to the point where, like, initially I would just order like 4 or 6. Now I'm bringing home a 20
piece.
I'm bringing home a 20, and I'm eating a couple of them, because I mean, like,
sure,
they're nuggets.
Yeah,
I just think it's crazy. Like, she didn't want these L's.
No,
which is chicken that we can identify, but McNuggets from McDonald's. She's like,
there were 2 things that she would eat. She would eat chicken McNuggets and challah bread.
Challah bread, really?
Damn,
challah bread is good. I'm just saying.
I just pull off a big old chunk, man, throw it into pieces. She would eat it.
Was she kosher or something?
I don't know.
Like what?
I don't know.
Did you only eat lox, not smoked salmon?
Was there a dipping sauce?
I mean, you got like 2 or 3 with the 20-piece, so I would get those for myself.
Somebody here says, Miles, didn't your daughter also live off of chicken McNuggets?
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for chicken nuggets and French fries and vanilla ice cream.
Well, like Tigger would eat a lot of food, like most dogs.
Yeah.
But my mom used to make for holidays would make these like ham roll-up things.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like ham, and there's you make like something that goes inside of it with like cream cheese and something else. But I remember he would sit there and beg for food. You give him a piece of ham, and he would just sit there and look at it like
ham.
Right? He'd be like, "You got to put the filling in." Because he was just watching her fill them and then roll them up, and it must have clicked in his head. That,
cream cheese, mama. Cream cheese. I know what's in there.
Because he would just take it, put it down, and just kind of look at her like, you got to put the stuff in there, dude.
Yeah, we dropped a piece of onion on the floor, and my daughter, no, onions, not good for dogs, all right? So I'm slowly going down to pick it up. Keep in mind, the dog has no interest. The dog recognizes, like, I don't want to eat that. My daughter, lightning fast, it's like she dove on the floor, like a little piece of diced onion. No, Molly, you can't. I was like, baby, do not make this dramatic. If the dog hasn't moved, she doesn't want it, but thank you.
The dog's
for
not doing
assisting.
anything.
Oh, yeah.
What is the most money that you've lost because of a pet or an animal? 206-803-ROCK. You likely also have paraskevidictriophobia, the fear of Friday the 13th.
Well, yeah, if you're scared of the number 13, I would think Friday the 13th is not your favorite day.
I woke up scared, Coach.
The historian Donald Dawsey has estimated 17 to 21 million people suffer from this.
Really?
Yes.
That's so weird.
Tupac Shakur, killed on Friday the 13th, 1996. Another fact. Some numerologists believe the number 13 is considered unlucky because of its relation to the number 12. And numerologists consider 12...
What did he do to 12?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, they say they consider 12 a complete number. 12 months in a year, 12 apostles, 12 tribes of Israel, 12 labors of Hercules, 12 gods of Olympus.
12 donuts in a dozen.
12 hours on a clock.
Yeah. Just saying, as far as things go, you know, a dozen donuts, that's awesome.
Now, according to National Geographic, more than 80% of high-rise buildings avoid having a 13th floor. Hospitals skip the 13th floor. Hotels skip having a room number 13. Some airports even skip having a gate 13.
But what's so stupid about the buildings, I've heard that. Like, you go from floor 12 to floor 14, but the 14th floor is still the 13th floor. They just don't call it the 14th floor. I'm like, but you're still on the 13th floor. So no, you're still going to die.
Now back to the movie franchise. The Friday the 13th movie franchise is going strong despite many people's fears. Since the film first premiered in 1980, The franchise's films have grossed more than $300 million at the box office worldwide. So it's a profitable thing. By the way, some symptoms of the phobia of the number 13 range from anxiety to all-out panic attacks. Many people actually skip work on Friday the 13th for fear of driving in, getting into an accident, etc.
That's why no one's here today. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought they were just lazy. Now I know.
It's a snow day.
Yeah.
The number 13 is considered lucky by some. For pagans, it represents the number of full moons in some years. That guy Dossie, by the way, told National Geographic in 2013, many people will refuse to fly, buy a house, or act on even a hot stock tip on Friday the 13th. Slowing economic activity noticeably happens, believe it or not, on Friday the 13th. Now, when I was doing this study earlier in the morning, or reading about all these facts, I did check the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the NASDAQ.
Yeah.
Both just took an S throughout the day. So both did tank on Friday the 13th as
Do you
predicted.
think it's because it's Friday the 13th?
I'm just
I can
saying.
think of many reasons
I'm just
why.
saying it happened today.
Yeah.
He also says
I'm with Throw.
celebrity birthdays include Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, born on Friday
They
the 13th.
look like they were born on Friday the 13th. man.
Wait, it's not. We're not done. Steve Buscemi.
He looks like he was born on Friday the 13th.
Then you do have Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Kate Walsh. But yeah,
And
those
there's
are
different-
statistics on Friday the 13th. You might not know.
And there's different unlucky numbers in different cultures.
I want to say in Italy it's 17.
Right, and if you go to Vegas, if you stay in a nice place, you'll notice they don't have 40th floors.
Why not?
Because 4 is bad luck in the Asian culture.
All right.
Okay.
Do they have a 4th floor?
They might have a 4th. I just know at the Encore, I was like, I can't believe I'm on the 6th. She's like, you're actually on the 50th floor. We have no 40th floor, technically, because we have so many Asian clients.
Interesting. Okay.
But you're still on the 40th floor.
Yes.
Dude,
I know. I'm just saying it's just so weird to me. Like, well, okay.
So representing Friday the 13th on a Bad Choice Friday, that would be the one and only Stevie Wonder.
Very superstitious. Writings on the wall.
Being blind, his entire backing band are white dwarfs.
Oh, no.
He had no idea.
Yeah.
Go ahead, and he don't know.
Maybe one of the greatest songs Stevie Wonder ever wrote.
Easily.
Yeah, easily. That's a good one. So Superstition by Stevie Wonder
Although
is
living in the
representing...
city, Ted, you know what I'm saying?
Living in the city is great.
That is a good one. Sir Duke is a good one. He represents Friday the 13th. Now, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow is Pi Day, which is celebrated on March 14th around the world. Pi is the symbol used in mathematics to represent a constant, the ratio of the circumference of a circle to its diameter, which is approximately 3.14159. Pi Day is an annual opportunity for math enthusiasts to recite the infinite digits of pi, talk to their friends about
you
math.
mean nerds, right? Sir.
And also eat pie. Pi has been calculated.
Eat pie and talk math.
To over 50 trillion digits beyond its decimal point. 50 trillion
Ted.
digits.
Do not invite me over to eat pie and talk math.
Come on, man. That's what we're doing tomorrow.
Why not? We'll do it at the parade.
Yeah.
As an irrational and transcendental number, it will continue infinitely, without repetition or pattern. Now, while only a handful of digits are needed for typical calculations, Pi's infinite nature makes it a fun challenge to memorize and to calculate more and more of the digits. Now, the history of Pi Day started in 1988. It is the earliest known official or large-scale celebration organized by Larry Shaw at the San Francisco Exploratorium, where Shaw worked as a physicist with staff and public marching around one of his circular spaces. Then they all consumed fruit pies. The celebration continues to hold Pi Day celebrations. Now, on March 12, 2009, the U.S. House of Representatives passed a non-binding resolution recognizing March 14th as National Pi Day.
And we said they're not doing anything.
Yeah. Now, here's how you observe National Pi Day. It includes eating pie, throwing pies, and discussing the significance of the number. Many pizza and pie restaurants offer discounts, deals, and free products on Pi Day. Yes, pizza pies do it as well.
Okay, there's something.
Also, some schools hold competitions as to which students can recall pi to the highest number of decimal places. My
your
niece won this thing.
Wasn't she went, what, 100?
She went over 100, 150.
God.
Princeton, New Jersey. They host numerous events in a combined celebration of Pi Day and Albert Einstein's birthday, which is also March 14th. Einstein lived in Princeton for more than 20 years while working at the Institute for Advanced Study. In addition to pie eating and recitation contests, there's an annual Einstein lookalike contest at Princeton tomorrow in honor of Pi Day.
If you're not Einstein, do you want to look like Einstein? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Stephen Hawking, right? No one's going to discredit the man's brain, but if they said, we can make you look like him, like, hard pass, man.
That's right. So representing Pi Day on a Bad Choice Friday, that would be Warren.
People misunderstood what he was talking about. He was singing about his math tutor.
Stevie Wonder's Superstition.
Yeah.
One of maybe the greatest songs written.
Sure.
In our lifetime, or before our lifetime. Cherry Pie. Probably one of the cheesiest, poppiest pieces of crap ever put out, but a guilty pleasure. Even the guys in Warrant hated this song.
Yeah.
They really did. They thought that this killed their career when in fact it was just Seattle musicians that did.
I was going to say, but if you don't like the song and you're in a band, like, no one knows you have a song until you present it publicly. So, like, if they didn't like the song, you did not have to record it.
KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle. Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
There's a bizarre one. Kenyan authorities say they busted an alleged repeat player in the booming niche wildlife trade. Live queen ants. Officials at Nairobi's Jomo Kenyatta Airport arrested 27-year-old Chinese nationalist after screening reportedly turned up more than 2,000 live queen garden ants in his luggage.
Who's
bound
looking for
China.
more ants? More ants.
Some in test tubes, some hidden in a towel and paper towel rolls. A prosecutor told a court that within his personal luggage, there was about 1,948 garden ants packed in specialized test tubes. A further 300 live ants were recovered concealed in 3 rolls of tissue paper with his luggage. The species is protected under international biodiversity rules and has become popular among collectors in Europe and Asia for whatever reason.
I need one of these queen ants.
Well, here's the deal. This guy, he allegedly slipped out of Kenya last year, but officials flagged his passport with a stop order. So investigators say the man is tied to a trafficking network that was just dismantled this past year, calling him the mastermind.
Why not Ant-Man? I mean, it's right there.
Trafficking of ants.
Yes. Prosecutors have been granted 5 days to hold him as they forensically examine his phone and laptop and expand the investigation into other suspected ant harvesting hubs in Kenya. The case follows a trial in which 4 men from Belgium, Vietnam, and Kenya were convicted over a similar scheme involving thousands of queen ants destined for exotic pet markets. What Kenya's wildlife agency called a trademark and landmark ruling in its effort to protect even its smaller species.
You know, now I feel bad because we have, they come by, twice a year, but they spray our house because I don't want the ants there. The last thing I would want is, hey, man, I brought you some queen ants from Kenya. Boy, get out of my house. And then also, even if I met you at the bar and the guy to my right's like, yeah, man, I did, 7 years in the big house, man, I was trafficking drugs. Like, all right, well, that's interesting. Please share more. It's still an interesting thing, right? The guy to my left is like, yeah, I was trafficking queen ants. But like, I don't even want to talk to you. I don't care.
What is the most money that you've lost because of a pet or an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Ryan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hola.
Between 2 animals getting sick at the same time, a cat and a dog, it was over $42,000.
What do they get sick with?
My cat had breast cancer.
Oh, wow.
I did not know that was a thing. There's feline breast cancer.
Male or female cat?
Female.
Okay.
Are you thinking Peter Chris?
Well, I just,
I'm saying cats, and he had breast
we
cancer.
all have breasts. You can get cancer.
Yeah,
so
you can. I don't know the cats can get breast cancer.
So was that just a bunch of chemo or what?
It was removal of the tumor and radiation, yes.
Okay. And was that the majority of the money that you were spending on those 2?
No, that was barely half.
So the dog took care of the rest?
The dog definitely took care of the rest. She was a Great Dane. Went in for limping. Realized that going to the emergency, she had something going on with her tendon. So they found out that whatever disease she had was eating the tendons in her legs.
In all four legs?
In two of them, in her front legs.
Okay.
She was about 165 pounds.
What's the lifespan on a Great Dane? Isn't it no more than 8 years?
8. I have had one that was 14.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Damn.
All right. Well, they're definitely friendly dogs.
Have you...
For the size of a Great Dane, man, you can't believe how just gentle and docile they are.
Ryan, have you met anyone else that owns a cat whose cat had breast cancer? I just Googled it. They say it's highly malignant, 80-90% of cases being aggressive carcinomas, frequently spread to lymph nodes and lungs, et cetera, et cetera. I just did not know the cats could get breast cancer.
Most of the time, you didn't even know that it was going to be there. The only reason why it was found is because she had a lump on her belly.
That's what they say here. The primary symptom, solid, often bleeding lump under the belly. Did it bleed at all, or was it just a lump?
Yes, it did. It was bleeding as well.
Okay.
And that was what was found.
So how's the animals doing now with all the treatment? Was it all worth it?
The treatment for both of them, I would do it again. I'll tell you that. They're no longer with us, but I would do it again.
Sure. How old was the cat when you found this out?
The cat, I believe she was about 11. My dog was 6.
And how much longer did that expand their lifespan?
For her, was probably another 18 months.
Okay. All right.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot of cash.
Because, like you said, once you found out it was in the lymph nodes and in the lungs, and by then it gets in the kidneys, and there's no other way of treating it.
Jeez. Wow. Okay. So, but the telltale sign was the lump on her belly.
It was a lump.
Yeah, I mean, God, my beagles had lumps all over them. I mean, like just those tumors. Like, well, they
Jesus,
did. You know what I'm talking about? Like just like a fatty tumor or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean lumps all over?
I'm telling you, I'm not being that serious.
No, I believe you. I'm just saying.
We have to get them removed.
That would alarm me. Like, hey, babe, have you noticed the 15 lumps on?
Remember the woman who used to walk her dogs? I think they passed on.
Yeah.
Well, they were all lumpy like that?
Yes.
The beagles were lumpy like that. But we just got all the lumpies removed.
Now I'm going to check my cat now. I'm checking
no, it was never on a cat. Just always on the dog.
Well, no, his cat had breast cancer, for Christ's sake, which, again, I did not even know was a thing. I honestly had no idea that was a possibility. That's upsetting.
What is the most money that you've lost because of a pet or an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
I feel like if my vet even told me that, I would chuckle and be like, no, seriously, man, what's wrong? Well, I would not believe them if that's what they said. I'd be like, come on. Really, what's wrong with them? Sir, it's breast cancer. Yeah, my cat.
And my cat?
Breast cancer, sir. Well, it makes sense it's on the belly as I'm going through the anatomy.
Well, as far as taking care of a cat, cats they do have the capacity to live a lot longer than a dog.
They certainly do.
So if you're going to put the money in, my money says the better bet is on the cat as far as getting the years afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, the cat, probably 15, 18 years. The dog, well, I got a mutt, so I'm probably good 12 to 15 years, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if you put all that money into a cat or a dog to save it, and then it just ran away.
Or got hit by a car, right? And it's like,
but at least if it got hit by a car, I'd be like, all right, it died. There's nothing much I could do. But like, let's say you rehab your dog's knee, and then your dog one day is just like, and I'm out.
Yeah.
I think I'd be more pissed.
I'd be pissed, but less sad. Like, I take you back. 2 old guys, I believe, in England, they nursed, a hawk back to health. I don't know what had happened to the hawk initially, but these 2 old guys, they made it their life's mission to rehabilitate this thing, and then they have a camera crew out there in the day. They're going to set this hawk free, and they're at a park, and they're already kind of teary-eyed.
They're beside a highway.
Because they're going to say goodbye, to this animal that nursed back to health, and they toss it up in the air, and it flies away, and it circles over the highway, and is instantly smashed by a truck. I mean, it's a poof. Dad, I'm telling you.
I know.
Have you seen the video?
I'm looking it up.
Have you seen the video?
Yeah, I just like it so much. I want to watch it again.
Oh yeah. I would feel better.
Why? We've been over this though. Why did they release it so close to that highway?
Well, I don't think they thought a truck was going to try.
All right, here he goes. They took his little blinder helmet off.
Yep.
One guy's holding him.
Freedom.
They're going to take that string off. Right? Oh, look. He's alive.
Doing great.
He's cruising around. Hard left into the highway. Oh, come on. No. That guy just like,
oh, yeah. Look at you. Taking the hat off.
I feel better with them running away.
I mean, they crossed the highway and tried to come back to them. And it's like,
it's terrible.
Look, let's just say it. That's a dumb bird. Like you can fly higher.
I've often thought about getting a parrot.
No.
Yes.
Really?
I have.
Why?
I don't know.
It's going to live forever. That's one.
Yeah.
You can leave it to your kids. You can be pissed. They can sit there as they're reading the will, like, please don't leave me the bird. Please don't leave me the bird.
I don't know.
Your kids are going to be pissed, and then I can guarantee it. At least twice a week, you'll come in here and go ahead and sleep. They won't shut up.
And it keeps
we'll
saying,
go, we told you not to buy a parrot.
Whatever cuss word it's going to hear coming out of your mouth. You mother.
I can only imagine
mine
what
was-
that thing would learn living with you.
Yeah, man, my son, you took him golfing that one time, and I'm like, hey, man, how was golfing? He's like, it's fine. Mr. Miles cusses a lot. That was the entire summary of his experience.
Well, when you're golfing, you know.
Well, sure.
What is the most money that you've lost because of a pet or an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, John. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores.
So, about, I don't know, a month ago, our dog wasn't feeling too good, not wanting to eat or do anything. We're like, all right, we're just going to take it into the vet. Found out she had pancreatitis and I think it was kidney failure. It cost us $4,600 just for that treatment.
Did it work?
Yes, she's doing a lot better. She's back to her normal self. So, mind you, she's a 13-year-old Jack Russell rat terrier.
Yeah, but man, I'm looking at like $6 to $7 grand for my dog's ACL, right? It's just kind of standard. It just seems like based on what you said your dog was going through versus what my dog is going through, I feel like those costs should be reversed.
True.
You know, if I go to the doctor because I blew up my ACL, like it's going to cost plenty, but it'd be different if I had to go in for like actual disease treatment. That's amazing to me.
Well, the thing is all they did was give her medication. They didn't like do a surgery or anything. They just gave her medication.
Yeah.
That was it.
That's a good point. My money's going into the surgery, but it definitely. What were the symptoms? How did you know?
Basically lethargic, not wanting to move, not wanting to eat, just laying in bed all day, not wanting to do anything. And we're like, something's not right.
Especially, like you said, a Jack Russell rat terrier. Those dogs are made of energy, and then they cover energy with fur and call it a dog.
Is the dog mean?
Oh, no. She's the nicest dog you could ever meet. She says hi to everyone with, like a friendly bark.
Okay. All right.
Oh. Why don't you ask if his dog is mean?
Hello. Because sometimes they are.
What, Jack Russell Terriers?
Yes.
I mean, look, my experience with Jack Russell Terriers is one woman in particular, I had two of them, very hyper but very friendly. Like
I'm thinking of a different dog.
Yeah, Jack Russell is pretty loyal.
It's super loyal. But this dog, just from all fours, could jump high enough to be face-to-face with me.
Well, it's a hunting dog, too, I think.
Yeah. But, I mean, you would talk to her, and this dog standing between you guys. And the dog's happy, right? But just to get your attention, he kept jumping up to my face level. This little tiny-ass dog could get that high. And I'm like, but he would do it the entire time I stood there. Like, Doug, you've been jumping up and down for 20 minutes. Like, you have not lost any energy.
Oh, yeah.
You're ready to go. It's unreal, man. I wish you could suck some of that energy out and put it into me, you know? And I get Sunday, something like that.
People say you kind of remind them of Jack Russell.
I hear it a lot, but it's usually when I'm licking my butt. Hello, Ted. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Okay, we had a story. It was we had a boxer dog.
All right.
And she was diagnosed with lymphoma. So we had a couple different options of treating her, and then we decided to go through the chemo and doctor's visits and everything. And we spent probably close to between $10,000 and $12,000 with the chemo and all the medications and everything, thinking that would help her out. But it only made her 6 months. And so that was a pretty tough time to go through it, and then that was a lot of damn money.
Yeah, it is. And to me, boxers are the most human-like of dogs.
Why do you say that?
Yeah,
well, they just, the way they look at you, they tilt their head, they look very curious. Like
very inquisitive.
They know what's up, but they will also sit perfectly on the couch with their back up against the back of the chair, wherever.
Well, I mean, it's there, take advantage.
But they turn their head, they look at you, they actually do box if you want to play around.
What is the average lifespan of a boxer? Because I do like boxers.
We've had 5 of them now. We've lost one at 5 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old, and 10 years old. So,
okay.
From 5 to 15.
Wow.
Well, they're loyal dogs.
Well, sure. I feel like most dogs are loyal if you treat them right. I mean, some are bred to be that way. Other ones, I'm like, treat your dog well. It's loyal.
I also know people who've never done a damn thing for their dog. ever, like gone in for a veterinary check, nothing. And the dog lived to be like 17, 18 years old.
My grandparents had a collie. God, what was it? King. That was the dog's name. And border collie. And you rolled up to the house. It's just sitting on the front porch. Wouldn't bark, nothing. More than happy to see you. I don't believe they ever bought the dog food. Because basically my grandmother, like a lot of grandmothers, just cooked constantly. And whatever she made, that is what the dog got, right? So if she was making spaghetti that night, at some point, she opened the back door. She threw out a bunch of spaghetti. King would go over there and eat it. When they finished the ice cream, when it was still in those like kind of brick-shaped cardboard containers, they'd leave like about a scoop left. Just toss this thing out the back door. King would eat it. The dog lived 17 and a half years.
Yeah.
And my grandmother, keep in mind, my mother did not grow up with this dog. They got this dog after my mother had moved out. I mean, for decades. And my mother gets a call from my grandmother, and I could tell something somber is happening. But the corner of my mom's mouth kind of goes up. She's like, I understand, Mom. Okay. All right. I'm like, what happened? She's like, King died. Which seemed perplexing to me because the dog lived 17 years. I was maybe 14. I'm like, that dog's been alive forever. My mother's like, yeah, and it's never eaten dog food. I don't know how it lived that long. I don't know if they ever took the dog to the vet, but the dog was in great shape, great health, super sweet. I don't recommend anyone do what she did, but that's what she did, and that dog lived freaking forever.
Yeah. How much was that? $700 I spent to the landlord. I had an upstairs apartment, and I had a 60-gallon fish tank.
All right.
The only place that I could put this thing in the living room was in front of the front window. And it was probably, 5, 10 degrees outside. It was freezing cold, but also the sun came out.
Yeah.
And I had the blinds open, and I went to class, came back, man, and that glass had cracked.
Oh.
And I had one fish still flopping around in there by the time I got home. The other one had died because I had 2 big Oscars.
And this was, a 60-gallon tank?
It was huge. All the water went through the floor into the neighbor's downstairs apartment, who was not home at the time, who actually had a job and was working. Went all over her couch, which was a cloth couch.
Of course. And it's fish water.
And it was the same shape apartment. So this is in the living room.
Yeah.
And exactly the same structure just below me. And I had to pay for all the damage, had to pay for the landlord to come and suck up all the water, had to buy her a new couch. But it was, she had a friend that sold her a couch for like $300 or $400.
Sure.
Which was still a lot of money.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that was every dime that I had.
How long did you do the fish thing?
Probably from the time that I was about 15 or 16 to 21, 22.
Is that what ended it for you?
That was the last of the fish.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd be like, I'm not taking this risk anymore.
That was the last of that.
We never had pets growing up, right? We had birds for a while. My mother just saved them before they got thrown in the trash, which is a whole different story. But
she threw the birds in the trash.
She did not throw the birds in the trash. She used to work in the fashion industry, and every fall, for whatever reason, that's the big moment in fashion, all the walkways and all this kind of crap. But they did those big window displays, like they do at Nordstrom, Macy's, whatever, to entice you to buy their crap. And for whatever display they were doing, they had 3 live zebra finches. I do not know what the display was. But anyway, when it came time to change the display to whatever they're selling next, her boss was just like, well, we're just taking the bird. We're just going to throw them out. But, right? My mom's like, what? Throw them in the trash with the rest of this crap. She's like, they are living creatures. So finally, he was just like, do you want them? And she didn't, but she ran it by me and my brother. We're like, sure. And they're low maintenance there, but they are, right? But
did you take them out? Will they like fly on you?
Absolutely not. If you open that cage, they're going to fly around the house, and you had to get their ass and put them back in. That was the only thing that was a challenge. They're not like domestic birds. They're just birds that you can legally own, but it's not like a parrot that makes friends with you.
Okay.
They would recognize you, but if you open the cage and let them out, they're going to fly away. One of them, there were 2 females and a male. The male ended up, my brother, it was his turn to change the cage. He took it outside. This is when we lived in the woods. And Duke, that was the male bird, he flew out, landed on the tree branch, and then flew somewhere. So when my father gets home from work, we're explaining this to my father, and he's like, well, that bird's dead. We're like, well, no, man, he just flew, and he's like, hey, dumbass, we live in the woods. He's like, that thing, it has no protection. It doesn't know what it's doing. He's like, it could be a hawk. It could be a fox. It could be an owl. That bird is dead. Don't even look for it. He's like, that bird is gone. Don't worry about it. That was a hard lesson to learn, but he was just like, I'm going to go read the paper now. You can entertain any thought you want.
He didn't want the birds.
He's like, that bird, he didn't care. All they did was chirp, and they didn't even chirp a lot. Then the one bird, who my brother named Birdie, This bird was so ugly and mean. All right, this goddamn thing just would not die. Like we were waiting for the bird to die, it just wouldn't die. So from that point, we moved to Baltimore. My father was like, certainly, it's not going to make the trip to Baltimore. Oh, it made the trip to Baltimore. Certainly, it's not going to live for much longer. About another year and a half. They're not supposed to live that long. And this mean, ugly ass bird, because now it's in my bedroom, because my parents are like, look, we're done. But no one in good conscience just. Oh, my dad kept saying we should just open the cage and let it fly away. My mother's like, that bird is so mean, it will kill everything in this neighborhood. It's got to die soon. It didn't. And then when it finally did, we were all sad. And it's such a, you get home, there's no chirping in my bedroom. I open it, she's just at the bottom of the cage. And it was bad. Like I said, she's missing half her feathers. Just mean as F, man. Seriously, like a mean-ass bird. Trying to kill you every time you open the thing to change it. But you kind of liked her. You just didn't realize it until she dropped dead. And we're like,
oh, was she just trying to peck at you the entire time?
Yeah, she was a bitch from day one, man. Mean-ass bird.
Coming up here until 4:30, we have a very special announcement. And we've got your emails coming up next from the men's room at KISW.com.
from coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here, exclusively on In Action News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Tonight, Hollywood is abuzz with rumors that RuPaul just might be gay. But first, according to the CDC, more than 38 million Americans have diabetes. 90 to 95% of those cases are type 2.
Type 2 what?
Diabetes.
How many types of diabetes are there?
Well, there are two types of diabetes, type 1 and type 2.
Yeah, very creative. I would have called them like Starsky and Hutch or Florence and the Machine.
You're talking about type 1 and type 2 diabetes?
Yes, Stone. Instead of calling two types of diabetes 1 and 2, I would have called them something cool like Bonnie and Clyde.
Felix, I don't think they tried to give diseases cool names. They're diseases.
Agreed to disagree, Playboy. Now, what's the difference between type 1 and type 2 diabetes?
Well, type 1 is an autoimmune disease where the body attacks insulin-producing cells. Typically, people with type 1 were born with a predisposition to it. Type 2 diabetes involves insulin resistance and is typically brought on by lifestyle choices and diet.
People can eat their way to type 2 diabetes.
More or less. Diets high in saturated fats or refined carbohydrates or fried foods or processed meats, sugar. There's many foods that can bring on type 2 diabetes.
That must be what my Uncle Silvio has, man. He eats nothing but saturated fats and sugar. He put on a bunch of weight, started feeling fatigued, developed sores, all that stuff.
Well, it does sound like your uncle might...
Silvio.
Yes, your Uncle Silvio might have type 2 diabetes.
A.K.A. the Clyde.
The Clyde?
Yeah, I'm calling type 2 diabetes the Clyde.
Type 1 diabetes is not the Bonnie. Thank you. And type 2 diabetes is not the Clyde.
Okay, call it what you want, Playboy. My uncle still has problems.
Well, the good news is that there are many treatments for type 2 available. For example, there's Jardiance.
Yeah, Uncle Silvio don't want nothing to do with Jardiance, Playboy. We saw the TV commercial, and after they listed the side effects, Silvio had no interest.
I have seen their commercials. The side effects of Jardiance seem in line with most advertised medications.
That may be true to the untrained eye, Stone.
The untrained eye? Oh, okay, what am I missing in the Jardiance commercial?
Well, if you pay attention, you would notice that they list the side effects. They bring up the gooch twice.
I'm sorry, did you say the gooch?
Yeah, man, the gooch. The sandbar, the drag strip.
I don't know what those are.
The crinkle tart, the snarf, man, the skin bridge, Playboy.
Wait a minute, do you mean the perineum?
That's what I've been saying, Stone, the gringle.
It's not a gringle, Felix, it's the perineum.
You called the perineum, Playboy.
So do doctors and the people at Jardiance.
Yeah. Anyway, some of the side effects involve the taint, and they bring it up twice, man. Necrotizing fasciitis of the honey trail.
There's no way the ad used the term honey trail.
Not in so many words.
Please just say perineum. And necrotizing fasciitis, isn't that a flesh-eating disease?
Exactly. Along with the other side effects, Jardiance warned the possible flesh-eating bacteria on your poopta goopta.
Poopta goopta?
Yeah, man, nobody wants a flesh-eating disease on their bung knuckle.
Bung knuckle?
The French quarter stone, the hidden Gomez.
I always called it my tickle zipper. Thank you, Bonnie. My father used to call it the forbidden ladder of Zeus. The forbidden ladder. Okay, Bonnie, thank you for your contribution. It is called the perineum. Please, let's just be clinical about this.
So don't call it the gazifet.
The gazifet? What? Why would anyone call it the gazifet?
Because if it wasn't there, your guts would fall out.
Okay, enough. I understand your uncle is protective of his perineum, as he should be. But he really should look into medication to help him combat his diabetes.
Yeah, but something that won't mess up his geesh.
Oh, Lord. Do yourselves a favor, ladies and gentlemen. Please just get tested for diabetes. We will be back next hour.
We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, a very special announcement coming up at 4:30, but first time for a few emails from the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
Let's see here. A couple from today and money on animals. Guy's not losing money, but my grandma almost made $30,000 off of a red Angus cow. She had a group from a local Jewish community, wanted that cow for a ritual. She declined after learning about the ritual.
Oh, really?
I would have taken the 30 grand.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
It is.
You lost 30 grand. Guys, I'm 35 years old, have collectively had over 20 cats in my lifetime. This is nowhere near common. That is a lot of cats, because cats can can stick around for a minute.
20 cats?
At 35 years old. That means you're having at least 4 or 5 at a time, right? Easily $20,000 over 8.5 years on my female pug Lola. Keyword pug. Skin issues, breathing issues, and all the things. Wouldn't trade her for the world. Smooshed face dog, breeds for life. Guys, I recently had to have my Siamese cat, her right front leg removed due to a broken elbow socket. Cost me $3,300. That was last October.
And had it removed.
Wonder how a cat does without a limb. You see dogs with them?
Yeah, and dogs, they make up for it, and suddenly they're, kind of funny and cute. Cats, they're already grumpy. I can't imagine my cat with 3 legs.
I've seen a cat with 3 legs, and he has a little nub, and he still, tries to swipe it like toys with it.
So he's still just a cat?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Feels like a cat with no leg is closer to a pirate.
Right, there's something a little salty about it.
It's kind of mean. Yeah. It's got like a little peg leg.
Here's a cry for help. Damn cats clawing at our couches. They're the wife's babies. What do I do? I don't think there's anything you can do.
Nothing you can do. Grin and bear it.
No.
Or buy velvet.
Well, when I was a kid, they used to have cats declawed, but I don't think that's
no,
kosher
do it
anymore. No.
Can't do that anymore?
I don't know. It just
you
doesn't
can,
seem
but
very...
it is heavily frowned upon.
Just lots of scratching posts.
You can do that too, but inevitably they're still going to scratch the soap.
I don't know, man. I got a lot of scratching posts around my place. The cats don't hit the furniture.
Huh. We got a velvet couch for the basement where the cat lives. Because they're like, for whatever reason, I don't know what it is. It's not the cats don't like velvet. She'll lay on it, she'll crawl on it, all that, but will not scratch it.
Good.
I cannot explain.
It's respect. She gets it's velvet.
Nah, my cat has no respect for me. She'll still claw at the little area rug. But not, if she could put up middle finger, she still would.
Velvet, I won't scratch this.
Our puggle, half pug, half beagle, had stopped eating and drinking and wouldn't do a number 1 or number 2. Her stomach would just quiver out of control.
Yeah.
So after a couple days of not eating or drinking, we took her to the vet, ran some tests, x-rays, other tests. She had an air bubble blockage and could not pass urine or poop. Vet gave me her meds to help. That was $1,000. Sitting on the sofa with her one night, and she was under her blanket. She shot out like she shot out of a cannon. We lifted the blanket, and the funk hit us right in the nostrils. She had let out the stinkiest fart I've ever smelled. Growing up on a farm, you smell some nasty stuff. Never smelled anything horrible like that. Could have been used for war as a gas bomb. That from the Elk Plain Drifter and the Mrs. Amy Jean. Okay, if we could, let's get a contestant on the line now for your guess is as good as mine, 206-803-ROCK. But first time for a few birthdays brought to you by Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company.
Dip responsibly.
See what we got here. Guys, it's my daughter's 33rd birthday. So could I get an owl hitting the window, some shotgun gets, and Coach Ted giving the play-by-play on the owl hitting the window? Lots of love from your dad, Kevin. Get. I think it.
Darn, it's pretty simple. You got a wedding going on. They're up there. The couple is just now saying, I do. Release this owl so it can show you how great marriage could be. And it smacks into a window.
But wait, play
it's
it
dead.
again, because Ted, you pointed this out the first time I heard it. There are 2 thumps.
That second thump is the owl falling lifeless to the ground.
He's not kidding, man.
That's got to be a bad sign if the animal at your wedding dies.
No, the bad sign is that you thought it'd be a good idea to give an owl your ring.
Do you think that couple's still married?
Probably not.
Guys, happy 22nd trip around the sun to our son Jacob, a.k.a. Omar Sneedy. Going to get a fish sandwich montage, and the Dirty Germans telling him to get grungy on his birthday in Aberdeen, Washington, from your old-ass mom and dad.
Can I get a fillet of fish sandwich? So you know I got
I'll have a fish sandwich.
Oh, brother, can I have a fish sandwich? With the cheese and the tartar on the side.
I want a fish sandwich.
Is it too early for a fish sandwich? Cheese and tartar on the side. Oh, yeah. I smell the fish sandwich. Maybe some sure relish in the morning. At noon, and at night.
Can I buy you a fish sandwich? So you don't want a fish sandwich?
Yeah, I like this idea that for your 22nd birthday, you want to get grungy down there. Having been grungy myself, what I found is you'll also want some penicillin and a Z-Pack.
Yeah, I think everything in that town comes with some penicillin. Z-Pack.
Yeah.
But it should be grungy. You're from Sahome.
Yeah, grungy. Wear a flannel condom.
I think I've only ever been to the Walmart there.
Always a good sign.
In Aberdeen?
I've stopped there on the way through out to Ocean Shores, but that's about it.
Okay, I've heard that's about as much as you want to do.
Only guys, I'd like to congratulate my friend Mike on his 49th successful trip around the Great Ball of Fire. Can the Dirty Germans tell him what his wife will do to him if he doesn't say the safe word? And the captain telling him about his last trip to Houston, Texas. That from the JJG, president of the Ted Smith's fan club, Texas chapter.
Yeah, I'm not here to tell you what your wife will do if you don't say the safe word, but having been with her multiple times, what I would say is do not say the safe word.
Yeah, I think you should make the safe word something exciting, like booyah.
Booyah. Ooh, well, ahoy there. Well, sadly, the old Capitan's last trip to Houston was with a certain radio personality with the passing of his wife. And man, oh man, it's not his wife, Jesus Christ, his aunt. And he kept saying, listen, if nothing else, you're going to enjoy some of the finest homemade barbecue in the country. And we got there and the Capitan's mouth watered, and we sat through 4 sad hours of funeral procession. Finally got back to the house, and here was the captain's opportunity to have barbecue. Little boudin, Ted. I've been hearing all about it. And it was catered by Olive Garden.
Oh, no.
Olive Garden, that's right. All the breadsticks the old Capitan can eat, even though he was really looking forward to having some barbecue. But he got a meatball and a piece of chicken on his pasta, so there's that. Living large. Crunch berries.
All right, guys, here you go.
Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you. BG.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's world famous sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Thank you, Wob and Mike. Do you want to fire up the music there for this very special announcement?
Oh.
Yeah, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, 99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle, is proud to once again present the KISW Miles Montgomery Golf Classic, presented by Pinky's Plumbing. We're doing it again. We're playing a little golf.
Yeah.
This time we're heading to Redmond Ridge Golf Club for a day packed with golf, laughs, a little bit of booze, and a little bit of mayhem with your favorite KISW crew.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Now, register your foursome if you can now. Grab your guys together and join us for this unforgettable day on the golf course. Spots are going to fill up fast.
They did last year, man.
I want to say last year, we sold this bad boy out in just a couple of weeks.
And the thing is, people are... Before we even made the announcement, I'm talking months ago, people have already been bugging us about it. All the golfers.
Yeah.
You guys doing it again? You doing it again? When are you going to do it? I want to play golf with you guys.
We had a blast. We had a great day.
It was a really good day.
We saw a guy hit a hole-in-one off of a toilet.
Off a toilet.
He was standing on the toilet, hit the ball. I'm not kidding. I don't think it went more than 3 feet off the ground. We're all kind of watching this thing, and it disappeared into the hole.
Was that UA32 who brought the toilet out, or was that Pinky's Plumbing? I'm not sure.
It was on the heckle hole, so it might.
He's the only guy we did not shoot with the Nerf rifles.
Right?
But,
that one might have just been one that we brought in.
But Redmond Ridge is an unbelievably great golf course, so we're fortunate to be able to get out there. Facilities are amazing. Castle and I went out there and played 9 holes of golf with Dan the Man.
Had you played there before you went to Castle?
Many times. I've played with Ricker there probably 5 or 6 times, you know.
All right, broski.
Dog gangster. But yeah, first place as far as the prizes go, 4 tickets to see Guns N' Roses with the Black Crowes in Vancouver, BC.
Okay.
That is
Nice.
August 29th. That will include your Amtrak tickets for 4 round-trip tickets to Vancouver. On
that
August
Amtrak.
29th, you'll come back the next day on the 30th.
Bar car.
Hotel accommodations for the night. You get 2 double rooms for one night. So
damn.
Basically, your trip is paid for to see Guns N' Roses and the Black Crowes.
And Black Crowes.
In Vancouver, BC. Second place prize, 4 VIP tickets to Unwrapped and Acoustic Holiday, which lets us know we're probably going to be doing another Unwrapped Acoustic Holiday this year.
I got that sense.
Third place prize, 4 tickets to Godsmack, September 24th at White River Amphitheater. And of course, last place, you get 1 small t-shirt that no one in your group can wear.
And when we say small, we mean the size is physically small.
Yeah. So call your friends, get your foursome together. Hopefully, if you were involved in last year's tournament, they sent you an email so you know you can get up there and register, but you can do it now at KISW.com. The tournament is Monday, June the 8th. We will start at 8. I want to say last year, we might have been done by noon or 1-ish.
Yeah, I mean, we're done. You had the
People
rest of
kept
your
their
day
day.
in front of you.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people were not in condition to continue their day, but that option is there.
Yeah, and Redmond Ridge is an outstanding facility. There is plenty of room out to watch the guys come in on 9. They've got a big old back deck back there. The restaurant is fantastic. The food is great. We're going to have a great afternoon.
I'm
and
looking
morning.
forward to that,
So it's
man.
going to be good. The KISW Miles Montgomery Golf Classic, presented by Pinky's Plumbing. Again, that is Monday, June 8th. You can sign up for your foursome now at KISW.com. All right, time for Your Guess Is As Good As Mine. It's an easy game to play. We get a contestant online. You pick from 1 of 2 categories and see if you can get as many right in said categories before 3 strikes and you're out. So, Steve, who is ready to play Your Guess Is As Good As Mine?
Hello, Jordan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
Jordan, welcome to the program. Your guess is as good as mine. Okay, your categories today. We have the states with the highest top 5% income. How much does it take to count yourself among the top 5%ers? It differs per state. But the average household income for this elite demographic exceeds $637,000 in one state.
Jesus.
While median household income in the lowest state,
well,
not
we
that
don't
much.
know.
Well, we don't know because West Virginia doesn't turn in any numbers. But $54,000.
They don't even bother.
No.
They said to hell with it.
They didn't turn anything in. Yeah.
Good job, boys.
5 states in total claim an average of more than $600,000 for the top 5% households.
Damn.
Which analyzed data from Zillow, the Federal Reserve, U.S. Census, and the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So, Jordan, if you want to go with the states with the highest percentage of top 5% income, you can do that, or you can go with the lowest percentage. So the bottom 10 states is also up for play. And we also have for you the other category, Jordan, is the most popular toppings to order on a pizza. So you're going to go pizza, or you're going to go the states with the best or worst income?
Oh, I just did Pagliacci today, so let's go pizza.
You want to go pizza?
Pizza.
What did you order from Pagliacci?
Oh, it's their on Mondays they do this like a spicy chicken.
Ooh.
Oh man, it's so good.
I've never got that.
Oh yeah.
I haven't. I like that. Technically the name is Pagliacci, and every once in a while someone will be like, it's Pagliacci. Like, we hear it. Nobody says that.
Did you get slices or did you order a whole pie?
Oh, I just got the one slice, and I got a pair of their breadsticks with a couple marinara sauces.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right, strong order. All right, Jordan, Hungry Howie's has come up with the top 10 pizza toppings ordered every day by their restaurant. And we have the list of the 10. You know how the game is played. Try to get as many right in said category before 3 strikes, and you're out. We're into the world of pizza toppings. So what's your first pick?
Is cheese considered a topping?
Is chicken...
People say cheese pizza.
You're going to just say cheese pizza?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you that. Number 2 is extra cheese.
Yeah.
So that is the second most popular topping among pizza lovers.
The second most.
Yeah. There's a reason extra cheese has become standard when ordering pizza. This pizza topping transforms any pizza into a masterpiece. They say their 100% mozzarella creates those Instagram-worthy cheese pulls, and it's definitely one of the favorite pizza toppings at Hungry Howie's. Okay, you're 1 for 1, Jordan.
Howie's.
I'm going to say, obviously pepperoni. That's got to be one.
That is number 1.
Yeah.
No absolute surprise here. Pepperoni reigns supreme as the most popular pizza topping in America.
Because that's delicious.
And they say at Hungry Howie's, which I've never been to, they don't mess around with their pepperoni, using only premium cuts that crisp up perfectly in our ovens. I love the little ones that
Turns to a cup and hold the grease.
The smaller cup size,
Yeah.
more so than the bigger pieces of pepperoni.
I agree.
All right, you're at 2 for 2, Jordan. Pepperoni extra cheese. What's your next guess?
Sausage has to be on there.
Did you say sausage?
Yes.
That is number 5. Bold and meaty. Sausage could easily claim to be one of the most popular pizza toppings if pepperoni ever decided to take a day off. They say sausage is a staple for meat lovers everywhere. And again, they say that Hungry Howie's has some of the highest quality.
Hungry Howie's.
I've never heard of this Hungry Howie's. How did you get their list?
I don't know.
Damn, Hungry Howie.
Pepperoni, extra cheese, and sausage, all correct. You have no strikes. You have 7 toppings remaining, Jordan.
I'm gonna go mushroom.
You're going to go mushrooms. Mushrooms, number 3. They say, I hate mushrooms on pizza.
It depends. If they're the dry, fresh ones, no.
Yes.
But yeah, the canned ones, they're good.
Mushrooms bring an earthy punch that makes them popular with vegetarians and meat lovers. These fun little fungi add a texture and flavor that can complement every other pizza topping available. So yes.
That is true.
I mean, I know people that don't eat a ton of mushrooms but love them on pizza.
Yeah. I don't mind them on pizza, but again, not fresh ones. They just dry out too much.
So you've been correct so far, Jordan, on sausage, mushrooms, extra cheese, and pepperoni.
Yeah, mushroom's only acceptable if it's on Supreme. So what else is on the Supreme pizza? I'm gonna go olives.
Olives. Black olives are number 6. Ooh. And perhaps the most polarizing member of the top toppings club, next to pineapple. You either love it or you hate it. These briny bombs lend a distinctive Mediterranean touch to any pizza.
That's what I think.
And provide that salty contrast that olive lovers find irresistible.
I mean, I don't mind olives on pizza, but I never think, man, this is so Mediterranean.
I have had green onions on pizza before. That's
green
like
olives?
Yeah, green olives. It's like a Wisconsin or a Minnesota thing. Trust me when I say it sucks.
Is it bad?
Oh, no. Yeah, it's absolutely one of the worst things I've ever eaten in my life.
You big up greens. I was going to say green peppers, because even if you're not a huge veggie person, those are great on pizza.
You know, I'm going to veer a little bit. I'm going to say bacon as the next one.
Bacon's number 10. It's bacon. That's all you got to say.
Yeah, I mean,
you got bacon. I never really remembered to order bacon on my pepperoni pizza.
I don't mind it on my pizza, but I tend not to.
Yeah, I just don't get it on pizza for whatever reason.
Because I eat plenty of bacon. I'm like, look, I want the pepperoni, I want the sausage, all that kind of stuff. Is that bacon? I just.
Is that the worst place for bacon to be?
No, you could wrap vegetables in it.
I know, but I mean, other than that,
it's not as exciting when it's on pizza.
No, it's not top of mind.
Yeah. Because you already got pepperoni. Like, how many different pork products other than the sausage?
All right, Jordan, you're right with pepperoni number 1, extra cheese number 2, mushrooms in 3rd, sausage 5, black olives 6, and bacon 10. So let's see here. You've got 1, 2, 3. You've got 4 toppings left.
I would guess onions.
I was going to lean into that because I wasn't sure if I was going to go onion or green pepper, but
they both might be on there, dude.
Yeah. Let's go onion for sure.
Onions number 4. And that is my favorite combination right there. Pepperoni and onion pizza. Has been my entire life.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
And green pepper and sausage is the other one.
Dude, I know shouldn't bring up pizza places we can't have, but like Lido's back when we grew up eating.
God damn it, man.
They chop up their peppers and onions, like dice them up real tiny. It is awesome.
That's the best way to have it.
It's so good, man. Because I'm with Miles. Like, I like meat on pizza, but that one, I'm like, nope, I'm in.
All
right, 3 left. 3 toppings left.
Okay, let's go. I'll do the odd one out. Is pineapple on there? Probably not, but I figure why the hell.
Pineapple's number 8. Very popular on the West Coast compared to the East Coast.
Well, sure.
But
as pineapples are in general.
They say, and here we go, the elephant in the room. Pineapple on pizza divides the nation like no other topping. This sweet, tangy fruit creates passionate debate wherever it goes, but for all the naysayers, it's persistently very popular and suggests that the pro-pineapple crowd might be onto something. So there you go. They recommend the Howie Maui pizza.
My only problem with the pineapple on pizza, I don't love it, I don't hate it, but the entire pizza just tastes like pineapple to me.
Right, like I like it, but I get people that don't like it because you're right, because the pineapple juice,
it covers everything.
Everything.
Pro tip. If you really want to try pineapple on pizza where it's really, really good.
Get it with bacon?
And goes with the well, the one I tried. Barbecued chicken pizza.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
Chunks on top.
That was really good.
I've had it that way, and I was like, you know what? I'm sold.
I can do that.
That's a different type of pizza. Okay, you got 2 left there, Jordan. What are you thinking?
All right, I'm trusting you, Ted. I'm going green pepper.
That's number 7. Crisp, colorful, and delicious. The correct amount of sweet and sharp tang. Green peppers bring texture and color to pizza. I'm telling you, if you get green pepper, you need to get sausage.
I agree.
And I prefer ground sausage over sliced sausage.
Agreed as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sometimes, though, you get a place that has like a good, like,
real sausage that they've sliced up?
If it's a
Pagliacci's
real
does that,
sausage, you go, yeah, but most of the time it's not. Yeah.
All right, Jordan, I'm going to give you a hint here. There's one left. It's not my favorite thing, but it is a green vegetable that you put on pizza.
Is it broccoli?
And it comes in now. Comes in at number 9.
There's no chance it's broccoli.
Okay, good.
This would be more prevalent.
Jalapenos.
This would be more prevalent on a jalapenos.
Yeah.
This would be more prevalent on a white pizza.
White pizza.
A white pizza.
Like Alfredo sauce is the base instead of marinara?
Correct.
Okay.
It's a green vegetable.
Is it leafy by chance?
It is leafy.
Is it basil?
No.
Spinach.
Could be spinach.
Yeah, I'd have to say spinach, maybe.
Okay, you got it. You got all 10. Spinach might not be the first topping that comes to mind, but this green goddess has earned its place among the best pizza toppings. Wilted just enough in the hot ovens. Spinach adds a taste that works best with creamy white sauces, but you can also stand up to stronger flavors. They say try some spinach on your next pizza and see what you think.
No.
So here are the top 10 toppings. We got bacon at 10, 9 is spinach, pineapple 8, green peppers come in at 7, 6 is black olives, sausage 5, onions 4, mushrooms 3, extra cheese, and pepperoni at number 1 round out the top 10 pizza toppings. There you go. Coming up at 5:08, we'll drink and toast with a shot of the day. You are listening to The Men's Room.
From coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here. Exclusively on In Action News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Tonight, Hollywood is abuzz with rumors that RuPaul just might be gay. But first, according to the CDC, more than 38 million Americans have diabetes. 90 to 95% of those cases are type 2.
Type 2 what?
Diabetes.
How many types of diabetes are there?
Well, there are 2 types of diabetes, type 1 and type 2.
Yeah, very creative. I would have called them like Starsky and Hutch or Florence and the Machine.
You're talking about type 1 and type 2 diabetes?
Yes, Stone. Instead of calling 2 types of diabetes 1 and 2, I would have called them something cool like Bonnie and Clyde.
Felix, I don't think they tried to give diseases cool names. They're diseases.
Agreed to disagree, Playboy. Now, what's the difference between type 1 and type 2 diabetes?
Well, type 1 is an autoimmune disease where the body attacks insulin-producing cells. Typically, people with type 1 were born with a predisposition to it. Type 2 diabetes involves insulin resistance and is typically brought on by lifestyle choices and diet.
People can eat their way to type 2 diabetes.
More or less. Diets high in saturated fats or refined carbohydrates or fried foods or processed meats, sugar. There's many foods that can bring on type 2 diabetes.
That must be what my Uncle Silvio has, man. He eats nothing but saturated fats and sugar. He put on a bunch of weight, started feeling fatigued, developed sores, all that stuff.
Well, it does sound like your uncle might...
Silvio.
Yes, your Uncle Silvio might have type 2 diabetes.
A.K.A. the Clyde.
The Clyde?
Yeah, I'm calling type 2 diabetes the Clyde.
Type 1 diabetes is not the Bonnie.
Thank you.
And type 2 diabetes is not the Clyde.
Okay, call it what you want, Playboy. My uncle still has problems.
Well, the good news is that there are many treatments for type 2 available. For example, there's Jardiance.
Yeah, Uncle Silvio don't want nothing to do with Jardiance, Playboy. We saw the TV commercial, and after they listed the side effects, Silvio had no interest.
I have seen their commercials. The side effects of Jardiance seem in line with most advertised medications.
That may be true to the untrained eye, Stone.
The untrained eye? Oh, okay, what am I missing in the Jardiance commercial?
Well, if you pay attention, you would notice that they list the side effects. They bring up the gooch twice.
I'm sorry, did you say the gooch?
Yeah, man, the gooch. The sandbar, the drag strip.
I don't know what those are.
The crinkle tart, the snarf, man, the skin bridge, Playboy.
Wait a minute, do you mean the perineum?
That's what I've been saying, Stone, the gringle.
It's not a gringle, Felix, it's the perineum.
You called the perineum, Playboy.
So do doctors and the people at Jardiance.
Yeah. Anyway, some of the side effects involve the taint, and they bring it up twice, man. Necrotizing fasciitis of the honey trail.
There's no way the ad used the term honey trail.
Not in so many words.
Please just say perineum. And necrotizing fasciitis, isn't that a flesh-eating disease?
Exactly. Along with the other side effects, Jardiance warned the possible flesh-eating bacteria on your poopta goopta.
Poopta goopta?
Yeah, man, nobody wants a flesh-eating disease on their bung knuckle.
Bung knuckle?
The French quarter stone, the hidden Gomez.
I always called it my tickle zipper. Thank you, Bonnie. My father used to call it the forbidden ladder of Zeus. The forbidden ladder. Okay, Bonnie, thank you for your contribution. It is called the perineum. Please, let's just be clinical about this.
So don't call it the gazifet.
The gazifet? What? Why would anyone call it the gazifet?
Because if it wasn't there, your guts would fall out.
Okay, enough. I understand your uncle is protective of his perineum, as he should be. But he really should look into medication to help him combat his diabetes.
Yeah, but something that won't mess up his geesh.
Oh, Lord. Do yourselves a favor, ladies and gentlemen. Please just get tested for diabetes. We will be back next hour.
From coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here. Exclusively on In Action News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Hello, friends. Your In Action News team here, ready to answer another of your inquiries about everyday life.
Now, we elected to keep one of your questions off the broadcast, but this goes out to Clyde. That itch, yes, it let up after a few days. If not, seek medical attention. You might need antibiotics.
Well, that just defeated the entire purpose of leaving it out, Felix, but we do have this one from Peter. Dear In Action News, I hear the other guys talk about meats all the time, and I have no clue about any of it. I want to feel more manly and do more with meat.
Yeah, I think he means cooking meat.
Of course he means cooking it! Well, Peter, you've come to the right place. A good place to start is getting yourself a meat thermometer. Temperature is everything when it comes to cooking meat. Poultry as a whole should be cooked to an internal temperature of 165 degrees, and beef should be cooked anywhere between 130 to 160 degrees, depending on how done you like your beef.
Yeah, remind me never to eat at your place, Playboy.
Never eat them. What in the world was wrong with what I've said?
160 degrees. You might as well be chewing on leather.
Fahrenheit, Felix!
Oh, okay. My mistake, Stone. I didn't know you still use that inferior scale.
Everyone in the U.S. uses Fahrenheit. Anyway, Peter, when your meat has reached the desired temperature, be sure to take it off the heat and let it rest for 5 minutes before you eat it.
Let it rest? Look, you do what you want, Playboy, but while you're tucking your meat in the bed and reading Goodnight Moon, I'll be enjoying a hot, juicy steak.
Letting it rest is why your steak is juicy, Felix. Giving it time off the heat allows the meat to relax and redistribute all the juices.
I know how it feels, man. My juices are flowing out of my watery mouth while I'm waiting for my steak that you put in a timeout.
So cooking meat is that simple, Peter. When it comes to seasonings, there's all kinds of herbs and spices that go into making meats taste great. And that's where the adventure is at. Or go with the tried and true for your steak and add a liberal amount of salt and pepper.
And if you go to Stone's house for dinner, be sure to bring ketchup or A1.
Get out. Be sure to like and subscribe, folks, on all social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and on YouTube.
Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up here until 5:08, we'll drink and toast with a shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check-in with Mike Hawk. Some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. Influencers are starting to push routine parasite cleanses, but doctors are warning of potential health risks.
Shouldn't have to.
I know. And, I've got another story of people that are following a bunch of BS medical talks as well.
Garlic?
Yeah. Don't worry. That'll come up in headlines tonight.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, that's how AI is going to kill us. We always have a picture of how AI is going to kill us, and they're going to create robots, and they're going to, lead a rebellion against the human race. No, they're not. They're just going to tell us, hey, put garlic here. Hey, try parasite cleanses.
They still got to make the robots kill the smart people.
Yeah.
A parasite cleanse?
I know.
You're not losing anybody value on this, man.
Well, and cleanses have they've been around forever.
Sure.
They have.
People are always going to try them.
I know. It's just when you hear the word parasite, you go like, okay.
So,
I mean, you can say spaghetti, but if you say my cyanide spaghetti, I go, okay, I'm not going to try that.
So here's the thing: is I thought the same thing that you did. That you're giving yourself a parasite to cleanse. It's not. It is taking something to clear the parasites from your body. Because we routinely get parasites on our body. It's like,
sure,
there's a lot of parasites on us at all times.
Any given time.
That's right. That is it. Get used to it.
AI is going to be like, we have to invent robots. Only the dumb people are going.
Right. Parasites also don't mean that they're going to kill you.
That is correct.
They just feed off of you.
Yep.
And you'll be all right. So there you go. And they were basically just saying that these cleanses that they're doing, they've not been tested, they've not been approved, they have no idea what they're actually going to do.
Yeah.
Again, no matter what you do, if it's for your health, consult a doctor if you're going to do anything unnatural.
Yeah.
If you're going to do anything that isn't just eating right and exercising. Hey, Americans are holding onto their smartphones for much longer than they did a decade ago, which experts say could result in a costly productivity and innovation lag for the economy. The headline that I saw said that Americans are holding onto their smartphones for longer, but it could negatively impact the economy.
Yeah, because you're not just giving money to all these companies that produce the latest version of the same crap.
When I got when I had to update my phone was like $700, dude.
Right.
I mean I didn't get the top of the line. I just got the phone that was out.
Right.
Because I figured I'm going to keep this thing until it dies. And they just do it on a payment plan for me. So I didn't pay for the whole thing. I just pay extra on my monthly bill.
Yeah, I mean, so they said the average person used to change basically their phone, for lack of a better device, every 22 months.
Okay.
And now it's up to 29. And I'm like, I keep it longer than that, man.
Same, man.
But I've never contributed, quote unquote, to that economy. But I guess most people, if you're less than every 2 years, for a better camera, download the new apps, whatever it is. I don't know. To me, it's just not worth it.
Well, let me fix the headline for you. Smartphones are too doggone expensive, and it's negatively affecting the economy.
For overcharging you.
Right. Yeah. Guess what? If things cost too doggone much, people are going to hold on to what they have for longer, trying to not have to spend that kind of friggin' money.
It's amazing how that works.
It's the new car payment. Like, my phone payment comes in, and it's not as high as it could be because I'm not paying off a new phone again.
Yeah, I mean, I think also, it just seems to have died down. I'm sure money plays a major important role, but also I just don't know anybody. It used to be people would wait in line, you got to get this new phone. Now I'm kind of
but the new tech,
you can only upgrade it so much,
and you're not necessarily getting anything in addition for the value.
Right.
Right? There's no real new tech out there that you can't get on the phone you have. But who knows? Maybe they'll do like the appliance industry.
Yeah.
Said, man, if we keep making really good appliances, they stop buying them because they still work.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Amazon reportedly has plans to increase the price of ad-free Prime Video by $2 a month. Not shocking. Licensing,
sounds about right.
Costs go up and whatever.
Yeah, HBO does it to me.
Yeah.
Netflix does it to me. Amazon have the premium
up.
stuff.
They creep up.
But you know what? I'm used to it. I mean, I grew up with commercials. I work on the radio. We have commercials. So to me, it's like, I get it. This is how you get paid.
Right.
Right. It's your money source.
So for me, it's, unless I'm watching a movie that I rented and paid for, then I don't expect commercials to be there, but I expect them to be everywhere else.
And the thing is that even those shows that you're watching that are on these streaming services, made for streaming services, by the way, these things have never seen broadcast television a day in their life. They are still organized in such a way that they have natural ad breaks.
Commercial breaks.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So
my wife was watching, I cannot remember the show, but there were no ads in it, but you're right. Just the way they killed the scene, clearly this was made for a commercial break.
Right.
Right. How and then how the scene picks up. But there were no commercials. But what's weird is when you end it that way, I'm fully anticipating a commercial.
Exactly.
It's almost weird.
Put your thinking caps on, gents. Time for the Merriam-Webster word of the day. I give you guys 10% chance of success on this one. It's an adjective brought to you by the letter P, and it's a formal word used to describe something that is generally believed, supposed, or assumed to be something specified. It is always used before a noun. It's a P word, a formal word used to describe something that is generally believed, supposed, or assumed to be something specified, and it is always used before a noun. The word is
palatable,
putative.
Putative?
Putative.
Okay. I learned a new word today.
There you go. I've never heard of this word before.
No.
The U.S. Mint is releasing a new dime for the 250th anniversary of the U.S., and it's
What's
causing...
her name?
Yeah, look at this dime.
Oh, she's a hottie. Dime.
It's causing controversy because the eagle that it features is not holding an olive branch. It is an eagle that
sounds about apropos.
That is only holding the
Tomahawk
arrows.
missile.
So the whole thing is that the eagle on currency, or the eagle of our seal, has always held arrows in one and
Olive
the
branch
olive
in the
branch.
other.
War and peace is what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And the thing is, with this 250th anniversary, it's kind of hearkening back to the colonial era when the revolution was going on, and it was a group of colonists that were still searching for peace at that point.
I got you.
You know, when we became a country, things weren't doing great here at that point.
Yeah.
There were some people that were very, very mad that we decided to be our own country, and we had to prove it. So that's what that's about.
That
we
makes
had
sense.
no peace at that point.
Yeah.
So calm down, y'all. We're okay.
They won't.
A new study suggests exposure to other people's negative opinions can amplify how painful or draining an experience feels.
Yes.
No one wants to be around those people.
It's called confirmation bias.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, guys.
Right.
You need a study for that.
You could leave something and say, I think that movie sucked. And then you hear 5 people that say, that movie sucked. And you're like, yeah, that was awful.
Let's burn the theater down.
Worst Doug. Burn the theater down. Grab your torch and pitchforks. But you know what? Speaking of movies, the Oscars were last night. And while we might agree or disagree on what could have been the best picture, there's some that are just timeless classics that don't even miss a beat.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
That's true. Mike, you and your wife, you watched all of the pictures that were nominated?
All the Best Picture nominees,
All
yes.
the Best Picture nominees.
Yes.
And how many are there? 5,
10.
6, 10? Ooh, there's 10.
There's 10.
How many of the 10 would you recommend to people? In general, right? There are certain movies you can say to certain people, like, hey, you will like this, but I thought the movie was terrible.
Let's see, there we go.
Overall.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, definitely. 6, 7. I'll go 8.
Okay.
8 of them were good. There were 2 of them that I thought were absolute garbage. There were some that I would recommend a little bit lower on the list because I don't like how they ended.
Okay. You told me about one of them.
It was a great movie up until the ending.
Yeah.
Like, I would have slashed it right there, and it would have been perfect. It would have been my best picture. But then they screwed it up. So it was fun. It was a fun little adventure, I'll say that.
Will you do it again? Will you make this a thing? Like, hey, they all got nominated. Let's watch them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you have no choice in this, I see.
He's doing it again next year, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Coming back around again. And we're building a strategy for next year, Steve. Okay.
Lucky you.
Wow. I knew you liked movies, but I didn't realize you were going this in depth.
Darn right.
I know. Well, you were telling me on the weekend. I should have paid more attention.
Well, yeah, I come prepared to our party.
Did you think they were all worthy of that nomination?
No.
Okay.
No.
Look, I saw F1 in IMAX. It was awesome. I don't think that should have been nominated.
No. That should not have been
agree.
nominated.
I enjoyed the movie too. My
Correct.
kid watched it like 3 times. Like, this is a fun movie. It's a decent movie.
Yeah.
Best picture of the year? No.
Hell of a soundtrack.
Great soundtrack. But people on Reddit were naming movies that are straight up 10s with no bad parts.
Okay.
Ooh.
Because, we can agree or disagree on if it's actually the best picture of the year. But
Sure.
we decided to go down the rabbit hole. These ones are just great no matter who you are. So, very bottom of the list, they actually gave us the top 20 here. So, bottom of the list is Jaws.
Great movie.
Not really much of a lull in Jaws.
There's not. And like I said, to me, it's such a hard sales pitch because the whole thing of the movie is there's a shark. They need to kill it.
Exactly.
That's it. That is the entire plot.
And it's like a 2.5-hour movie, but it moves
does.
well it doesn't feel it.
Because they have you so freaked out about this damn shark.
Exactly.
You're always tense when you watch that movie.
Tremors.
Oh, I love that movie.
I'd never seen Tremors.
Oh, dude, it is
Kevin
so
Bacon.
stupid.
Prime Kevin Bacon.
But it's fantastic.
Okay.
And there are no lulls. I mean, it just keeps. And look, I enjoyed it. A buddy of mine enjoyed it. We made our wives sit down and watch it. They disagreed vehemently with what we felt about the movie, but I'm telling you, it holds up.
I know it scared the living daylights out of my cousins.
Really?
They were terrified of it. Well, then again, they were very, very young at the point that it was coming out. But it scared the daylights out of them. You're reading the history of this movie there, Steve.
Airplane. Yeah, nothing wrong with it.
Still
Have you
haven't
seen Airplane?
No, I haven't.
Oh, come on.
That's a classic that
You
I
gotta
know I need
watch
to go
that
back and see.
Right, and all the jokes are just kind of slapstick and stupid.
Yeah.
But, dude, it's literally.
It's Leslie Nielsen, right?
I picked up a book this weekend about the history of the making Airplane. There's a lot more to it than just that. But I'm reading the book. It's phenomenal. It's fascinating. The guys behind it had a very good idea of how to do comedy correctly, which was do not hire comedians. Hire stoic people that do real roles and then create a comedy. They become funnier because they actually move the plot along while you do all the dumbass in the background. Anyway, fast forward to earlier today, my wife stopped by the bar to say hello to our friend Becca, who was working the day shift today, and she's like, Airplane is on in the bar.
Yeah.
I'm like, you got
And some of those jokes in that movie could not fly today.
Okay.
Well, I speak jive.
Well, that one in the fact that
Do you know the thing behind that? These two black guys speaking jive, right? And then June Cleaver is the one person on the plane that understands jive. So believe it or not, these two black dudes are like scholars, okay? The guys that made the movie told them what they want the scene to be, but they didn't have any dialogue for them. So the two black guys got together. They'd never met before the audition. They sat down and said, all right, man, basically just say what you want to say in jive. I will say what I want to say in jive because they're doing subtitles anyway, so we know what the plot of this is. So they came up with this whole thing, and then the chick who played June Cleaver, she understood completely why she was there. They invited her out, and they explained to her what they're going to say. They said, look, you can pretty much say anything you want. And respond. So the three of them put it together, and the three of them stayed friends until they died.
That's awesome.
Oh, she was like, dude, I'm freaking June Cleaver. She goes, more people came up to me and spoke, quote unquote, jive.
Excuse me,
than they
stewardess.
ever brought up Leave It to Beaver.
It's just crazy when she's like, it's okay. I know how to speak jive.
I know.
It's like, damn.
One guy was sick, I think. He was complaining.
Movies that are 10 out of 10 with no bad parts. Stand By Me shows up on the list. That was a Stephen King story, if I'm not mistaken.
It was okay. I did love it.
Shaun of the Dead.
I watched the whole thing about Stand By Me and Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
And how much Singleton had used that storyline. There's just a difference.
Oh, really?
So a big part of it is both of them being like, you want to see a dead body.
Yeah.
But like those kids in Stand By Me, that's the whole point. Where it's showing more of the bad part of growing up where they grew up. It was just like, oh, there's a dead body.
Yeah, exactly.
12 Angry Men shows up. Didn't see that one, but I know the story.
I know the story.
Can't escape
Haven't
that
seen
story.
it. Is it good?
It's very good.
Yeah.
It was on the other night. It was I watched To Kill a Mockingbird as well.
Really? You're going down
It was
that
a Gregory
way.
Peck marathon.
I got you, man.
Then he smoked his pipe.
Ted, if I want to watch a gangster movie, what am I watching?
Goodfellas?
Number 14 on the list. Goodfellas.
Yeah.
I watch Goodfellas a lot.
One weird thing about 12 Angry Men, basically that entire movie is shot in one room.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
But that's what it's all dialogue.
They're deliberating.
Yeah, but it's great.
Let's see.
Goodfellas is awesome. Have you seen that yet?
No, I've seen Casino. Haven't seen Goodfellas.
Oh man,
Goodfellas is much better.
I believe it.
And shorter.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh yeah, come on.
That seems about right.
Galaxy Quest.
I
I don't know if I've
enjoyed
seen
it,
that.
man.
That was the Tim Allen Star Trek knockoff.
Sigourney Weaver, yeah.
Yeah, great movie. That was fun. Back to the Future.
Solid movie.
I loved it. Office Space. Haven't seen it, but I do want to see it.
You would like it.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Let's see here. These are the movies that are 10 out of 10 with no bad parts. The Shawshank Redemption should be higher, in my opinion. That is the greatest movie of all time for me.
I don't. I enjoyed it. It was fine. It was like on the positive side of fine for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The Thing from 1982.
Oh, great movie.
Fantastic movie.
I don't think I ever saw that one.
It would freak you out, Ted.
It's still freaky to this day.
That's probably why I haven't seen it.
I mean, just the setup and how they executed it. You're like, yeah, that is super effed up, man.
Just don't get high before you watch it.
All right.
And don't pet a dog.
The Princess Bride. Get high before you watch that one.
It's fine. My wife loves that movie.
I might have to rewatch it because there's so many people in my generation that just swear by it. Like I remember watching it, I don't
There's
know.
a lot of great quotes. I think the quotes
Very
are better than the
quotable.
movie.
Very
if you know what I mean.
memeable movie.
Is that
yeah.
Anne Hathaway?
No.
No, that's Princess Diaries. I think.
Yeah.
This,
This
was
was Carrie Elways and
what's the chick? Is
Jenny.
it Robin Wright?
Robin Wright. There
It
we
was
go.
Robin
Thank you.
Wright. Okay.
Got Andre the Giant.
Yeah, and it's about as easy to understand in this movie as it was in the movie.
Matilda is at number 6, which
never saw. Miles, tell us about Matilda.
It's one about this woman who's a servant. And
what
she
movie
poops in the
did you
cake.
mix that up with?
The Help.
poops in the cake.
Because I remember I didn't know. So Miles was like, oh, yeah, she poops in the cake. And Mike's like, no.
Right. Matilda's a little orphan girl that has telekinetic powers.
Oh, all right. Does she like wipe people out and stuff?
In a very PG way. It was a Roald Dahl story, so they're not killing people.
Okay.
The Incredibles at number 5.
Solid movie.
Wow.
Solid movie.
I think it gets a little overhyped, but it was still a very good movie.
It's really well done.
Emperor's New Groove, which I'm a little shocked as high as it was.
Emperor's New Groove.
That was a cartoon. I believe it was a Disney movie, and it was David Spade plays an emperor that is turned into a llama.
So far, I'm tracking with the plot. Yeah,
it's fun. It's very well made. I go back and watch it from time to time, and it still holds up.
Okay.
It's got Patrick Warburton in it. It has got John Goodman in it. It's a very fun movie.
Patrick Warburton. No, I know who it is. Was he Mr. Incredible? No, that's Craig T. Nelson.
There you go.
Right.
There you go. My Cousin Vinny at number 3.
That is a great movie.
It's a good movie.
I love My Cousin Vinny.
I mean, Marissa Tomei, I want to say, won an Oscar for that.
She did.
I believe she did.
I think
the guy
best
from
supporting
the
actress.
Munsters was the judge.
Fred Gwynn.
Fred Gwynn.
You mocking me with that outfit?
2 Utes.
2 Utes. Did you say 2 Utes?
I think I saw that in the theater.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was just a good movie. Mean Girls shows up on the list at number 2.
Never saw it.
Fun.
All right. I will defend that movie.
Okay.
There's still just very funny lines in it.
Is it a good movie?
I don't know how to explain it. Like if you had to watch it with your daughter, you wouldn't be like annoyed.
Okay.
You'd be like, all right, I kind of get it.
Because it's a high school movie that doesn't take itself seriously.
Correct.
All the people that are in there are clearly in their 20s.
Right.
You know, it's
like we are not the audience for it, but I'm telling you, like I'm with Mike, like it is still pretty damn funny.
Okay, I'll check it out.
It's just fun.
Yeah.
It's just a good little
Maybe that's
ride.
right. It's just fun.
But then this is the number 1 movie that is a 10 out of 10. No bad parts. Ted, I don't think you've seen it because it's a horror movie. Steve, I believe this is the one that shocked you as a kid.
Alien,
number 1 on the list.
I never saw it.
There are no dull parts. Look, you would be okay with that movie. Like Alien and The Thing get compared a lot just to the isolation and the situation they're dealing with. The Thing would freak you out. Alien, you'll jump a lot, but you ain't gonna lose sleep over it.
All right.
Because there's no possible what. I'm just saying what I know of Ted. I think you'd be like, yeah, that's effed
I mean,
up.
I did that horrible alien encounter at Disney World that they got rid of because it was scaring kids so much.
Why would they think that's Disney appropriate?
I mean, it was good. The technology was awesome, but it was frightening. And I mean, Disney, I've said this before, it's the only line I've ever been in where, like, you hear a kid go, I don't know if I want to do it. And they'd be like, get your kid out of the line. Like, it is that scary.
Okay, maybe don't see Alien.
Man, but I survived the alien encounter. I mean, Jesus. It wasn't
I survived it. I made it. I didn't cry or nothing.
Man.
I'm a man. My pull-ups were dry. A man in Florida was arrested for assault, but what set him off is just ridiculous, Miles.
What did set him off?
Tell you all about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, have we made it to drinking time?
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today we toast Xiao Zhan of somewhere in China. Now, just look, 4 years ago, showed an interest in professional auto racing like so many of us have. So he decided to get his professional racing license from the China Automobile and Motorcycle Federation and then started training on simulators and the occasional go-kart. Well, finally, 3 years ago, 2023, he won the Hope Star Award at the China Rally Spirit Championship, placed 11th in the Jingham Great Desert Off-Road Rally. And then a few weeks ago, he competed in the Zuhari International Circuit, driving formula cars for the first time in his career. So this guy's like, you know what, man? I want to drive race cars and just keep stepping up. And has done this in about 2.5 years. But the reason we're toasting him is because he's 5 years old.
Jesus.
It's not a joke. They said at 1 year old, the kid, I guess dad was playing a simulator. Kid was interested, whatever. He puts his kid on his lap. Kid grabs the steering wheel and immediately kind of knew what he was doing. By 2.5, they got him a go-kart. This kid's zipping around the track. Like, he knows what he is doing. This is a 5-year-old child. He does not drive on the streets of China because even China's like, look, he got his racing license, okay, and they put this kid on the track. He's taking out adults. I mean, he's beating them. They put him in the off-road rally. Again, he placed 11th, and you're talking out of hundreds of competitors. He just competed, again, recently, beginning of this month, and he has some race coming up, but they're like, it's weird, but this kid is a real deal. The only thing that's costing his father more, he's like, look, he's drove an actual Formula car, but we have to get it retrofitted so that he can reach the pedals. So it's like he's a little kid, but apparently this kid is just a super badass behind the wheel, man. It's unbelievable.
Kind of ironic. There was a teenager that won the F1 race this week.
For real?
Yeah.
How old was he?
I think Kimi Antonelli's only 19. If he's 20, he's 20.
This kid's coming for him, man. It is unreal. You watch the videos on this kid, you're like, that's a 5-year-old child driving that car. Damn. So we pour this booze, oddly enough, we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bijola.
All right, let's get a contestant now on the line for Profile This, 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next.
From coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here. Exclusively on In Action News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Tonight, Hollywood is abuzz with rumors that RuPaul just might be gay. But first, according to the CDC, more than 38 million Americans have diabetes. 90 to 95% of those cases are type 2.
Type 2 what?
Diabetes.
How many types of diabetes are there?
Well, there are 2 types of diabetes, type 1 and type 2.
Yeah, very creative. I would have called them like Starsky and Hutch or Florence and the Machine.
You're talking about type 1 and type 2 diabetes?
Yes, Stone. Instead of calling 2 types of diabetes 1 and 2, I would have called them something cool like Bonnie and Clyde.
Felix, I don't think they tried to give diseases cool names. They're diseases.
Agreed to disagree, Playboy. Now, what's the difference between type 1 and type 2 diabetes?
Well, type 1 is an autoimmune disease where the body attacks insulin-producing cells. Typically, people with type 1 were born with a predisposition to it. Type 2 diabetes involves insulin resistance and is typically brought on by lifestyle choices and diet.
People can eat their way to type 2 diabetes.
More or less. Diets high in saturated fats or refined carbohydrates or fried foods or processed meats, sugar. There's many foods that can bring on type 2 diabetes.
That must be what my Uncle Silvio has, man. He eats nothing but saturated fats and sugar. He put on a bunch of weight, started feeling fatigued, developed sores, all that stuff.
Well, it does sound like your uncle might...
Silvio.
Yes, your Uncle Silvio might have type 2 diabetes.
A.K.A. the Clyde.
The Clyde?
Yeah, I'm calling type 2 diabetes the Clyde.
Type 1 diabetes is not the Bonnie. Thank you. And type 2 diabetes is not the Clyde.
Okay, call it what you want, Playboy. My uncle still has problems.
Well, the good news is that there are many treatments for type 2 available. For example, there's Jardians.
Yeah, Uncle Silvio don't want nothing to do with Jardians, Playboy. We saw the TV commercial, and after they listed the side effects, Silvio had no interest.
I have seen their commercials. The side effects of Jardians seem in line with most advertised medications.
That may be true to the untrained eye, Stone.
The untrained eye? Oh, okay, what am I missing in the Jardians commercial?
Well, if you pay attention, you would notice that they list the side effects. They bring up the gooch twice.
I'm sorry, did you say the gooch?
Yeah, man, the gooch. The sandbar, the drag strip.
I don't know what those are.
The crinkle tart, the snarf, man, the skin bridge, Playboy.
Wait a minute, do you mean the perineum?
That's what I've been saying, Stone, the gringle.
It's not a gringle, Felix, it's the perineum.
You called the perineum, Playboy.
So do doctors and the people at Jardians.
Yeah. Anyway, some of the side effects involve the taint, and they bring it up twice, man. Necrotizing fasciitis of the honey trail.
There's no way the ad used the term honey trail.
Not in so many words.
Please just say perineum. And necrotizing fasciitis, isn't that a flesh-eating disease?
Exactly. Along with the other side effects, Jardians warn of the possible flesh-eating bacteria on your poopta goopta.
Poopta goopta?
Yeah, man, nobody wants a flesh-eating disease on their bung knuckle.
Bung knuckle?
The French quarter stone, the hidden Gomez.
I always called it my tickle zipper. Thank you, Bonnie. My father used to call it the forbidden ladder of Zeus. The forbidden ladder. Okay, Bonnie, thank you for your contribution. It is called the perineum. Please, let's just be clinical about this.
So don't call it the gaziffet.
The gaziffet? What? Why would anyone call it the gaziffet?
Because if it wasn't there, your guts would fall out.
Okay, enough. I understand your uncle is protective of his perineum, as he should be. But he really should look into medication to help him combat his diabetes.
Yeah, but something that won't mess up his geesh.
Oh, Lord. Do yourselves a favor, ladies and gentlemen. Please just get tested for diabetes. We will be back next hour.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Throwhooks, please tell everyone on Profile This is played.
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story. Something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Dave. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores. All right, Dave, you understand how this here game is played?
Yes, I do.
Fantastic. You have a choice today of one of three categories. Today we have interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone. We have Animalize This, where you guess the animal responsible for causing the problem. And finally today, In the Buff, where the person is naked. Either tell us why or where.
Well, I've never done In the Buff yet, so let's go with In the Buff.
Buff. All right. Police in Fairfax, Virginia are looking for a man who has repeatedly committed crime while naked. On at least 4 separate occasions, he's attempted to commit a specific crime without wearing any clothes. In each case, he took off running when confronted or seen. Now, it's unclear if he has successfully committed a crime other than being nude, and there are no reports of anyone being harmed. Now, he's described as a black man of average build with a lighter medium complexion between 5'9" and 5'10", and naked. And then earlier today, the Fairfax cops actually released a sketch of what his face apparently looks like. The question is, what is this naked man attempting to do? What is his crime? Is he trying to steal cars? Is he trying to rob houses? Is he trying to peep, or is he a porch pirate? So steal cars, rob houses, a peeping Tom, or a porch pirate. What is our naked friend of Virginia trying to commit repeatedly?
What do you think, Miles?
What would you do naked, Miles?
I'm going to rob houses, Dave.
How about you, Ted?
I don't think he's going into the house. I think he's naked and taking stuff off their porch. He's a porch pirate.
You know,
peeping seems so obvious that it's probably not it, but I'm going with peeping.
Peeping Tom.
Always peeping and creeping.
What was this guy trying to do while naked? Steal cars, rob houses, being a peeping Tom, or a porch pirate? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to The Men's Room.
Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Categories in the buff on Profile This. Virginia police looking for a man who commits crimes while naked. He's done the same crime, I guess, 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, he's attempted to, that they know of.
So the question is, what is he trying to do? Is he trying to steal cars, rob homes, being a peeping Tom, or a porch pirate?
And Dave, that is a question we posed to you. Let us start with D. Ted Smith. You went with the old porch pirate.
Yep.
Looking for clothes, maybe. Is not a porch pirate. And Dave, you said peeping Tom seems too obvious, but you went anyway. You're right, too obvious. I mean, look, if I'm going to commit a crime naked, other than the crime of being naked, I'm probably peeping. Otherwise, I'd be wearing clothes. That's just me. And Miles Montgomery, you said that he is robbing houses, which is a strange thing to do when you're naked.
Okay.
But 100%, dude, I don't know. And so, Fairfax, Virginia, we're all very familiar with that area of the country.
Yeah.
I don't know this guy's deal. Fairfax is not a broke-ass place. People got money, but for whatever reason, this guy's got naked. And on 4 occasions that they know of, because people got him on Ring camera or whatever, he's been naked each time trying to break and enter their home.
Jesus. That's insanity.
That is weird.
Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
Mike just had the damn it face.
All right, your choices today. You got the Jimmys,
Fallon and Kimmel,
Colbert,
Steven,
Saturday Night Live, Bill Maher, Seth Meyers, or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It is right there. The title. These guys have teams of talents and writers help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine. Is this an actual late night joke and from whom? Or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
Taco Bell has introduced new additions to their menu, including Diablo Dusted Nuggets and Mountain Dew Baja Midnight Pie. In keeping with their new slogan, Taco Bell, Death to America.
I mean, SNL?
Yeah.
That's Weekend Update.
Taco Bell's announced new additions to their menu, including Diablo Dusted Chicken Nuggets and Mountain Dew Baja Midnight Pie. In keeping with their new slogan, Taco Bell, Death to America.
Bam Adebayo of the Miami Heat scored 83 points in one game against the Wizards. Unfortunately, it was the night the Wizards started 5 Make-A-Wish kids.
Oh, damn. I'm going to guess SNL.
Yeah.
Shay.
That's, yeah.
Bam Adebayo of the Miami Heat scored 83 points in a game against the Wizards. Unfortunately, it was the night the Wizards started 5 Make-A-Wish kids.
Also, he caught a lot of heat for that because they were like fouling him and this and that, and he was putting up all these foul shots. Like, look,
so
when Kobe dropped 81, he was a heist box that whole entire night too.
Do you know why they kept fouling him?
Right, just kept jacking up stuff. So, like, the dude still scored 83 points.
And there's a reason they kept fouling him.
Well, they were trying to help him.
Yeah.
And then, right, they would foul the Wizards to try to just get the ball back and get him on the line. A boy in the Bahamas put a message in a bottle in the ocean and was found a year later in Portugal. Sadly, though, the message was that he was in need of immediate help.
SNL.
Yeah.
Smith. Damn it. That's a good one, dude.
Oh. Now that Michael Jackson's brother Marlon says that Michael was taught the backwards dance move we call moonwalking by an 8-year-old boy, someone must ask him, are you sure that kid wasn't just trying to get away?
SNL?
Bill Maher.
That Michael Jackson's brother Marlon claims that Michael was taught the backward dance move we call moonwalking by an 8-year-old boy. Someone must ask him, are you sure the kid wasn't just trying to get away?
That's just rough.
I'll just keep picturing it.
Florida police have arrested a woman on charges after she left her 12-year-old daughter at Universal City Walk while she went to a bar. So apparently it's a crime to find that kid a father.
SNL.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's us.
Florida police have arrested a woman on charges that she left her 12-year-old daughter at Universal City Walk while she went to a bar. So apparently it's a crime to find that kid a father.
It would be kind of crazy to meet a woman in a bar. Not that she goes, oh, I have a kid, but she's like, I have a 12-year-old. Like, oh, yeah? Yeah, she's in the car.
Outside.
Yeah, you'd be like, you might want to get out there.
And keep in mind, hadn't they been at another bar earlier?
Mm-hmm. I can't remember.
Yeah, and then so they're visiting. They were at a different bar earlier. daughter wanted to go back to the hotel, which makes complete sense because mom
That's
was
right. We talked about
just getting blasted. And mom's like, nah, man.
She flipped her off when she walked out. She flipped off her daughter when she walked out and went next door to the bar. And she didn't know where she went.
Well, we were saying the other thing, too, is like, it's a 12-year-old kid. Like, you could put him in the hotel. Look, I'm not saying you should put a 12-year-old in the hotel room and not talk to him, but at least if the kid was in the hotel room, and it's a hotel room, it's a kid, it's fun.
Fine.
They'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like, why sit
They'll
in
get
the
more
car?
room service than you like, but you know.
Yeah.
And grab that bag of $40 M&Ms that you said, do not touch any of that candy that they have sitting there.
Yeah.
I forbade my kids from doing that. It was like 6 or 7 years ago. Wife and I went downstairs, grabbed a drink, came up, like 2 bags of peanut M&Ms are gone. I'm like, it's like $25, guys.
Dude, it happened
That's
to me.
not that much. I'm like, if it is in the hotel room, then you grab that bottled water, the M&Ms, all that crap, the crackers. I'm like, the charge is ridiculous.
It's happened to me before. Even like I was staying in a really nice hotel. It was a comped room.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is great. Not going to touch anything. Came home after a night out and was like, I need some chips.
Yeah.
I guess I'll spend $20 for this bag of chips.
Because
they're not paying for the room. Who
the
cares?
food that they put there is the food that you're most likely to eat when you are drunk.
Yeah.
Right?
They also
And
put
then
beers in there.
The
sodas.
bottled water you're going to drink when you're hungover. They know what they're doing. Like, we know when you're sober, you're going to exercise a little self-control. But at the end of the night, when you wake up tomorrow, you're not going to care.
So the Oscars were on last night. Conan O'Brien was your host. First, we'll just get a couple of his jokes from his monologue here.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
That one did not come true. Hang on.
Oh, damn.
I got it.
All right.
Wait for it. You ready for this?
Let's do it, Mike.
This is gonna be
I put him in there, I
when
thought.
it happens, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Gonna be
Conan did a
awesome.
good job if you watched it.
I saw a bit. My wife recorded it because it came out so early here.
All right.
And so I was reading, they were on. Every once in a while, I kind of pay attention, but she would just fast forward through any category that you knew you didn't care.
Yeah.
Our next category is like, I was like, well, who won? She's like, do you care? I'm like, and now
And do you
yes,
really
no.
know any of these movies yet?
I know the names of all of them because it just travels from the Golden Globes to the Oscars to the SAG Awards. But other than a few, I haven't seen any of them, but other than a few of them, I don't know much about them.
Yeah.
I am Conan O'Brien, and I'm honored to be the last human host of the Academy Award. Next year, it's going to be a Waymo and a tux, so check that out. Security is extremely tight tonight. I just got to mention that, yeah. I'm told there's concerns about attacks from both the opera and ballet communities. I should warn you, tonight could get political, okay? And if that makes you uncomfortable, there's an alternate Oscars being hosted by Kid Rock. Yeah. It's at the Dave & Buster's down the street. A lot of tickets for that.
I don't know why David Buster's had to catch a stray there, Conan.
Hey, they're happy to get the plug.
And then another kind of funny moment from that night, too, was obviously it came back to the live performance. Conan O'Brien, who's the host, you'll hear the music kind of go or whatever. He legit does not realize that they are live and if they've come back yet. So it's almost like 15 to 20 seconds of just silence, and then you'll hear him go, "Oh, are we live?" Probably should come in about here.
I don't know what that was about. Get there. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there.
This was on the broadcast.
Leon, you never know.
So good for him. Quick little recovery. Yeah. Just kind of an odd moment. Like, yep, just live on national TV, not saying a word.
I did hear, so at conversation with my wife this morning, so best original song, it's from the K-pop Demon Hunters, all right? So, well, a lady's up there giving her speech, and this morning we're talking about it. I think the morning show brought it up, and I'm like, because my wife says, this is one of the biggest songs from a movie soundtrack, like, ever. I'm like, man, I've never heard it. She looked at me, and she's like, yes, you have. I said, I have. She goes, you don't know it, but within 3 seconds, every time that song has ever come on the radio, you were like, change the effing station, or you immediately change it. She's like, you don't like it, you do know it. And trust me, I have no recollection of what the song is, but she's like, yeah, dude, as soon as the first musical notes come out of the speaker, you're like, get this ass off the speakers. I'm like, okay, that sounds like me, but honest to God, I have no idea what song it is.
Yeah. That is kind of weird when that happens.
Yeah, I didn't know. She's like, I don't even know if you've heard them sing. She's like, whatever it is, that song starts, and you're like, turn this ass.
I mean, I know a couple K-pop songs. I'm sure if I heard it, I'd recognize it.
Maybe.
Right, but I don't really, like, I didn't look for K-pop Demon Hunters.
Apparently, it was huge, Ted. Monster song.
Let's see. This guy, Paul Thomas Anderson, had a good night at the Oscars. Prior to this year, he had been nominated 11 times, lost them all. But now he's 3 for 14 after winning Best Director, Best Adapted Screenplay, and Best Picture for one battle after another.
All right, good for him.
Which is crazy. And Mike's been telling me to watch that movie for a month now.
Yeah, Ted.
And I still haven't. Well, there was sports all this weekend, Mike. So I couldn't get into it. Sean Penn won an Oscar. He didn't attend the ceremony.
I think he's in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He is. Michael B. Jordan got one for Sinners, but also won Best Cinematography, Best Original Score, and Best Adapted Screenplay. So, all right. I think my F1 movie won Best Sound.
Yes.
I guess, do they do Best Soundtrack? Maybe not.
I think it's just Best Original Song and then Best
Score.
Sound. Score.
Best score.
Yeah. So John Williams will win score, but never win song.
There you go.
Right, and I think I was talking about last week, there was a guy that had been nominated like 40-some, and it's the same thing, and only won like once or twice. So it's like, he's always really good. Who was the one for the Emmys from All My Children? Susan Lucci.
Oh, right.
Right, and that became like a running joke. And
Well, they just kind of gave it to her so it'd go away.
I mean, hadn't she been nominated like 20 years in a row or something?
It was ridiculous.
Because she was always there, but she's not really a good actress. But people liked her character, but she's not a good actress, so she was always nominated just because you got to fill, quote unquote, the fifth slot. And then, like you said, it became a big joke for years, and finally they're like, yeah, Susan Lucci, you won.
Also, a little honorable mention this weekend, a little shout out to USA Baseball. They took on the Dominican Republic last night and won that game 2-1. So they advanced to the final, which will be Tuesday night. Tonight, they'll see who they're playing.
Oh, the St. Patty's Day special.
Nothing says St. Patrick's Day.
Like baseball.
Yeah. Well, and it'll be good. I mean, I will say this. Credit to the WBC, the World Baseball Classic. I mean, if you watched that game last night, that was loud. The atmosphere was intense. Look, if you're a Dominican Republic fan, I can't lie to you. That last pitch probably was a ball, but, you had 9 innings to win that ball game. Right. So, we were like, oh, they got screwed. I don't know that they got screwed. But it's also just super interesting to see, that lineup the Americans have. And then what's his name that pitches for the Pirates that started the game? Skins or whatever, Paul. He dates the hot LSU gymnast.
Okay.
But, that guy... I know pitchers are a different breed. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't, nobody would even talk to him. He sits at the edge of the dugout. He doesn't say much. I don't know that I've ever seen him do an interview. Then after the game, he's just like, yeah, all right, I pitched.
Okay.
He's very good. He's a dog. I mean, he's awesome. But I'm just like, damn, that guy's a psychopath. And he's really all about it. Also, again, thanks to everybody that showed up to the Stanwood parade on Saturday. Yeah. It was a good time. Fun to see everybody out there. If you like the NBA, good news. You got a little NBA tonight on Peacock. You want to watch some hoops?
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here, exclusively on In Action News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Tonight, Hollywood is abuzz with rumors that RuPaul just might be gay. But first, according to the CDC, more than 38 million Americans have diabetes. 90 to 95% of those cases are type 2.
Type 2 what?
Diabetes.
How many types of diabetes are there?
Well, there are two types of diabetes, type 1 and type 2.
Yeah, very creative. I would have called them like Starsky and Hutch or Florence and the Machine.
You're talking about type 1 and type 2 diabetes?
Yes, Stone. Instead of calling two types of diabetes 1 and 2, I would have called them something cool like Bonnie and Clyde.
Felix, I don't think they tried to give diseases cool names. They're diseases.
Agreed to disagree, Playboy. Now, what's the difference between type 1 and type 2 diabetes?
Well, type 1 is an autoimmune disease where the body attacks insulin-producing cells. Typically, people with type 1 were born with a predisposition to it. Type 2 diabetes involves insulin resistance and is typically brought on by lifestyle choices and diet.
People can eat their way to type 2 diabetes.
More or less. Diets high in saturated fats or refined carbohydrates or fried foods or processed meats, sugar. There's many foods that can bring on type 2 diabetes.
That must be what my Uncle Silvio has, man. He eats nothing but saturated fats and sugar. He put on a bunch of weight, started feeling fatigued, developed sores, all that stuff.
Well, it does sound like your uncle might...
Silvio.
Yes, your Uncle Silvio might have type 2 diabetes.
A.K.A. the Clyde.
The Clyde?
Yeah, I'm calling type 2 diabetes the Clyde.
Type 1 diabetes is not the Bonnie. Thank you. And type 2 diabetes is not the Clyde.
Okay, call it what you want, Playboy. My uncle still has problems.
Well, the good news is that there are many treatments for type 2 available. For example, there's Jardiance.
Yeah, Uncle Silvio don't want nothing to do with Jardiance, Playboy. We saw the TV commercial, and after they listed the side effects, Silvio had no interest.
I have seen their commercials. The side effects of Jardiance seem in line with most advertised medications.
That may be true to the untrained eye, Stone.
The untrained eye? Oh, okay, what am I missing in the Jardiance commercial?
Well, if you pay attention, you would notice that they list the side effects. They bring up the gooch twice.
I'm sorry, did you say the gooch?
Yeah, man, the gooch. The sandbar, the drag strip.
I don't know what those are.
The crinkle tart, the snarf, man, the skin bridge, Playboy.
Wait a minute, do you mean the perineum?
That's what I've been saying, Stone, the gringle.
It's not a gringle, Felix, it's the perineum.
You called the perineum, Playboy.
So do doctors and the people at Jardiance.
Yeah. Anyway, some of the side effects involve the taint, and they bring it up twice, man. Necrotizing fasciitis of the honey trail.
There's no way the ad used the term honey trail.
Not in so many words.
Please just say perineum. And necrotizing fasciitis, isn't that a flesh-eating disease?
Exactly. Along with the other side effects, Jardiance warns the possible flesh-eating bacteria on your poopta goopta.
Poopta goopta?
Yeah, man, nobody wants a flesh-eating disease on their bung knuckle.
Bung knuckle?
The French quarter stone, the hidden Gomez.
I always called it my tickle zipper. Thank you, Bonnie. My father used to call it the forbidden ladder of Zeus. The forbidden ladder. Okay, Bonnie, thank you for your contribution. It is called the perineum. Please, let's just be clinical about this.
So don't call it the gaziffet.
The gaziffet? What? Why would anyone call it the gaziffet?
Because if it wasn't there, your guts would fall out.
Okay, enough. I understand your uncle is protective of his perineum, as he should be. But he really should look into medication to help him combat his diabetes.
Yeah, but something that won't mess up his geesh.
Oh, Lord. Do yourselves a favor, ladies and gentlemen. Please just get tested for diabetes. We will be back next hour.
From coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here, exclusively on In Action News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Hello, friends. Your In Action News team here, ready to answer another of your inquiries about everyday life.
Now, we elected to keep one of your questions off the broadcast, but this goes out to Clyde. That itch, yeah, it's a let up after a few days. If not, seek medical attention. You might need antibiotics.
Well, that just defeated the entire purpose of leaving it out, Felix, but we do have this one from Peter. Dear In Action News, I hear the other guys talk about meats all the time, and I have no clue about any of it. I want to feel more manly and do more with meat.
Yeah, I think he means cooking meat.
Of course he means cooking it! Well, Peter, you've come to the right place. A good place to start is getting yourself a meat thermometer. Temperature is everything when it comes to cooking meat. Poultry as a whole should be cooked to an internal temperature of 165 degrees, and beef should be cooked anywhere between 130 to 160 degrees, depending on how done you like your beef.
Yeah, remind me never to eat at your place, Playboy.
Never eat them. What in the world was wrong with what I've said?
150 degrees. You might as well be chewing on leather.
Fahrenheit, Felix!
Oh, okay. My mistake, Stone. I didn't know you still use that inferior scale.
Everyone in the U.S. uses Fahrenheit. Anyway, Peter, when your meat has reached the desired temperature, be sure to take it off the heat and let it rest for 5 minutes before you eat it.
Let it rest? Look, you do what you want, Playboy, but while you're tucking your meat in the bed and reading Goodnight Moon, I'll be enjoying a hot, juicy steak.
Letting it rest is why your steak is juicy, Felix. Giving it time off the heat allows the meat to relax and redistribute all the juices.
I know how it feels, man. My juices are flowing out of my watery mouth while I'm waiting for my steak that you put in a timeout.
So cooking meat is that simple, Peter. When it comes to seasonings, there's all kinds of herbs and spices that go into making meats taste great. And that's where the adventure is at. Or go with the tried and true for your steak and add a liberal amount of salt and pepper.
And if you go to Stone's house for dinner, be sure to bring ketchup or A1.
Get out. Be sure to like and subscribe, folks, on all social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and on YouTube.
Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Doctors are warning people not to believe AI and put garlic in your butt. Meanwhile, Florida man pulls a gun during karaoke, not able to do the stray cat strut. Dog in Alabama is rescued after getting a bucket stuck on its head. $21,000 in goods stolen from Whole Foods. That is a lot of bread. And a drunk driver caused a crash, which is truly bananas. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my cock.
All right, our top story, we're going to Florida where good times will be had. Or else. Authorities got a call at 2 in the morning one weekend on reports of a man causing a scene inside of a local sports bar. He'd become upset about something inside of the bar and caused such a scene that he had left in a fit of rage, only to be followed by somebody attempting to calm him down. But instead of cooling off, he pulled a Glock 9mm from his waistband and pointed it at the man, proclaiming that he didn't care to calm down. Didn't use those words, but you can get the idea. Yeah. Police arrived and took the man into custody. His situation made worse by the fact that he was not legally able to possess a handgun. But what was it that set him off? The bar's karaoke machine was broken. And before you ask Miles, the song that he wanted to sing remains a mystery to this day.
That's the real mystery.
Yep. So one thing that I do like about the smoking gun is that they know that this is the question that Miles once answered. They just want to tell you, we don't have that information.
Can't help you here.
Now, you know that it was something like closing time or something like that. Freebird.
They probably just told him, yeah, it doesn't work.
You're right. You know he's sitting there every doggone Tuesday.
He's going to sing that damn song. Tell him it's broken.
Yeah, there's Jeff again. All right, here we go. In other news, to Texas, where a state highway just got a little more dangerous. Officers received a call around 3 in the morning on reports of an accident that occurred. The stories goes that while driving down the highway, a car allegedly changed lanes in front of a semi-truck, which caused the driver to overcorrect and leave the highway. The truck then hit a pole and overturned, spilling its contents over the highway. Bananas.
Bananas.
Lots and lots and lots of bananas.
How many cars slipped?
Exactly. This is a Mario Kart nightmare right here. The northbound service road and the exit ramp needed to be closed for several hours overnight as officials worked to clear the crash and recover the spilled fruit. The driver of the car was arrested for, what do you know, DUI.
Hey.
Oh. Dummy. How long did it take to clean up some doggone bananas? Because you know a lot of them were just smushed into the doggone road.
It's when you unleash the monkeys.
That's right. Go get them.
Get Monkey Patrol. They got one job. Here it is.
Go clean up the bananas.
I'm working on a TV show.
I bought it, boss.
Yeah, Monkey Patrol. Texas Monkey Patrol.
Monkey Patrol.
Look at me, huge.
What are these shenanigans
It's
here?
going straight to Netflix. Yeah. No commercial interruption on this bad boy.
Texas Monkey Patrol.
Yeah.
All right.
That overturned truck. Boom. Monkeys were out there. Highway reopened in 15 minutes.
I'm going to start a new one. It's called State Trooper Apes in Oklahoma.
State Trooper Apes in Oklahoma.
They're state troopers in Oklahoma, and they're all apes.
I think you're infringing on my territory of real house apes of Oklahoma. Yeah.
I think I've seen that one.
A new study was published in a digital health publication that seeks to shed light on a growing trend with people turning to AI for medical advice.
There we go.
It found that systems similar to ChatGPT, Grok, and Gemini have been urging people to insert garlic into the old exhaust pipe.
Oh!
They consulted actual medical professionals and announced...
Fresh or jarred?
I think just...
I prefer
period.
minced. You get more in there.
Put it into a little piping bag and...
Yes.
There you go.
There you go, fella.
They consulted actual medical professionals and announced that not only is there zero evidence of any medical benefits to storing garlic in there for the winter, but applying garlic in this way may actually cause injury. The bigger problem at hand here is that AI is designed to generate natural-sounding text in response to written prompts, which creates a more convincing and coherent-sounding statement. So people are believing it because, well, yeah, it sounds professional. Listen to the way that it puts the sentence together.
You remember, years ago, people were like, dude, stop Googling your symptoms or stop going to WebMD, because you kind of overreact. Like, AI is just that.
Correct.
It's the same rough thing.
But in a different direction. WebMD just told you that you had cancer and that you were going to die. And that, presumably, you'd then go to the doctor to go, get the actual diagnosis.
AI is saying, don't worry about the doctor. Put garlic in your anus.
Right. Like, AI is just sitting there like, don't worry about it. Rub caterpillar grease on your arms and you'll get brand new skin cells.
Next Google search, what is caterpillar grease?
Exactly. Down in the Bay Area, a man was arrested for doing a little grocery shopping. Asset protection at Whole Foods worked with the local authorities to capture the man who was linked to 5 thefts at various Whole Foods locations in the area over the span of 3 months. Authorities estimate the losses for the store at $21,000 worth of merchandise that he just walked out with.
1 yogurt and 2 boxes of cereal.
Much. He was eventually tracked down and arrested on several charges. Honestly, the wife and I are coming around to Whole Foods. It's not quite more expensive than just your
not anymore.
It's not anymore.
No.
Yeah.
It used
That's
to be.
what's sad.
Right.
Yeah. It used to be.
I'm still leaning into Trader Joe's, man.
Love it, dude. Always part of the stop is Trader Joe's. But just in case the stories left a bad taste in your mouth, thankfully,
There's good news.
we go to Alabama where an animal is free to live another day. Several calls came in regarding a dog that was seen wandering around the area for days with a bucket stuck over its head. A local animal trapper was called in to help and he eventually tracked down the imperiled pooch. You know what I said?
I just like the idea of seeing this dog walking around with a bucket on its
Look
head.
at that dog.
He used a pair of snips to cut into the bucket, which was then eased off of his head. After being freed, they say that he found a noticeable change in the dog's attitude. He was brought to a
You
local.
don't say.
He was brought to a local vet to be treated for his injuries and will soon be up for adoption. Yay! Men's Room Sports, more spring training baseballs over on MLB Network, pro basketball on Peacock, as Ted said, NHL hockey on ESPN, and the World Baseball Classic has its last semifinal match currently underway on FS1 between Venezuela and Italy to see who will play the USA in the finals tomorrow night. As far as your weather, the clouds are moving in and they're expecting some rainfall overnight with a low of 49. Tomorrow should be plenty of rain with a high right around 55. That's it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. We'll see you next time. We'll sit and spin with the Daily Mix Morning Show. I believe we have the worst lyrics and classic rock songs.
Oh, good.
Tomorrow on Sit and Spin. Lovely Jolene is up in just seconds.
Yes, indeed. It's all true. But in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until tomorrow, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.